Hi there folks, and welcome back to RRTV. My name's Bernie Weemers and I have Adrian Jarvis in the box with me tonight, and we're here to bring to you live the SEK Queensland GT Series from Daytona International Speedway. So welcome Adrian, you ready for another 4 hours tonight?
Yeah, Bernie, willing and able to do this race. This is something that I enjoy doing with you, and the guys really turn it on for us throughout the season so far.
Yeah, they certainly do. It's always a pleasure to bring this series to our viewers out there. So having a look at our point score at the moment, folks, we have Direct Clutch Motorsports, the number 1 car, Ford GT GT3 in position 1 on 142 points, followed extremely closely by Elements Motorsports 111 on 141.25 points. Blackadder Motorsports are number 66. It's great to see Blackadder having a great season so far on 123.25 points. Fourth is TD Racing number 737, and fifth is TD Racing number 747. Looking at 6th at the moment, Pagny and IRFF Racing number 17, 104 points, followed by Last Minute Racing 006 on 102.75 points. 8th is One Performance Racing, 9th is Pagny and IRFF Racing number 35, and rounding out our top 10 teams is Pagny and IRFF Racing number 46 on 91.75 points. So Adrian, looks like Pagnian's got how many? 3 cars in the top 10 at the moment.
Yeah, doing well. To show how strong that the team is. Obviously, it is their event, so all the guys are out there racing. So no surprise that they're doing quite well. I'm not going to take away their driving skills. Obviously, they are quite accomplished drivers. But how's the championship points at the moment, Bernie? Only 0.75 of a point between the top 2. So just goes to show how much that hurt Direct Clutch last week with the all-in sprint, and just had one of their cars not finish the race.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm not sure where they're getting the decimal points from. I'm assuming it's some sort of penalty system they're looking at there. But yeah, Direct Clutch Motorsports only on, as you said, 0.75 in the lead. Looking at the breakdown of the top 3, they've had 3 poles, 1 win. Elements Motorsports had 1 pole, 2 wins, and Blackadder's had 2 pole positions and 2 wins, so it's still anybody's championship.
Yeah, it certainly is. We're definitely going past the halfway mark, haven't we, Bernie? So we are slowly running down to the end of the season here, and having this battle this close, probably one of the best championships we'll see in a while, that's for sure.
Well, that's exactly right. I think including this round, we've only got another 5 rounds to go to see who takes out this championship. But tonight we're back at Daytona, and for a bit of difference, it looks like it's daylight out there.
Yeah, it does a little bit different, but tonight it looks like Stuart Wood's in the car and Brad Wooten for Direct Clutch as well, so a little bit of a change up there with drivers tonight, but probably Chris is probably doing the 24-hour tonight, so just a little bit of driver duty swap there this week for Direct Clutch.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of teams out there doing the Spa 24-hour this weekend, and I think they've probably got another 3 or 4 hours to go in that. So by the time we finish this race, that race should be just about done. But yeah, I've heard quite a few Australian teams entered, and quite a few Australian teams have struggled, which is not surprising over such a long event as that. But we're here tonight for 3 hours, and we'll see how the guys fare here. And you might even see some guys that are running in the Spa 24-hour having the same car in this race, and they may double stint. So having a look at our track at the moment, folks. It's 11 turns with total 6 kilometres an hour. Quite a tricky track with very tight infield, and that chicane down that back straight there, Adrian, can catch a lot of guys out.
Yeah, certainly can, Bernie. We've seen previously getting into that stop, the boys just get a little bit crossed up getting in there, and they end up into that tyre barrier and they can't remove the car, which is a really weird one. I've not seen that too often, but yeah, they really get embedded into those tyres, don't they?
Yeah, they certainly do, and I remember running the McLaren around here, and I ended up getting the whole front end buried in those tyres, and you're right, the only thing you can really do is get a tow back to the pits.
Yeah, you said that's exactly right, Bernie, as they're finishing their practice now, Bernie, so we should be going down into qualifying mode now.
Yeah, that's right. We're bringing qualifying live tonight, and it should be quite interesting to see how that pans out. So I'm just clicking a lot of buttons here. Okay, I've got them all up. So folks, we'll see how qualifying goes. It should be interesting to see who gets pole tonight.
Yeah, certainly will. We know the players that will be up there for sure. We've got Direct Clutch boys, they'll be up near the front there. Element Motorsports, they'll definitely be up there, and we won't take away from Blackadder. We know they've been up there a couple of times too, Benny, with a couple of poles. So got a few teams there that we know will be up the pointy end. Yeah,
well, we can see at the moment Selby Racing Team has 2 cars out at the moment. The number 9 has got Sean O'Brien behind the wheel. The number 80 has Hayden Burns behind the wheel. So I think it's been a few rounds since we've seen 2 cars fielded by this team.
Yeah, they've struggled of late to get 2 cars up, but due to work commitments, obviously, to the drivers, they own their own business, so there's usually a bit of stuff behind the scenes for those guys. But yeah, it's good to see them out there, and got the 2 cars out there tonight, so they should hopefully run well here tonight, Bernie.
Yeah, we'll see what sort of times they can put in, and we've got Tim Ballinger back. He was running in the Star Mazda team for TD Racing. He's out there tonight with Pat O'Hara, I think, and they're another team to watch tonight.
Yeah, certainly, Bernie. Yeah, poor old Tim running in the Star Mazdas there. He had a little off there during the race and had pen steering and brought the car home in 3rd. So not a mean feat, that's for sure, bringing home a little bit of a wounded car to get it in 3rd. But yeah, those guys hopefully will be on for a good one. I don't think they've had much luck this season, which is going to happen, I think, Bernie. They've come off a high, and this season's been a little bit of a low for them. But look, hopefully this race they might be able to pick it up and move forward.
Yeah, well, we wish them the best of luck here. And in the number 377, we've got Michael Hammond for Laser Racing at the moment. So they're in they're rough again tonight. So we're just waiting for the guys to complete now. For the viewers out there, you might hear other sounds or see puffs of smoke. These guys are in lone qualifying, which means they can't see each other, but we can focus on any car. But every now and again you'll see a puff of smoke, and that's an invisible car. So how's that for realism?
Yeah, it's quite funny, isn't it, Benny? You know, you don't see the car, but you'll see the smoke or the dust coming up, so you know they're on the track at the same time. But it just shortens down qualifying, doesn't it? Imagine if we were doing one at a time, it just make this race even longer than what it needs to be.
Yeah, that's right. And lone qualifying, it just stops the teams drafting each other, and it makes the drivers get placed on the grid based on their driver ability and the car's speed and their setup. We can see here at the moment Hayden Burns is coming around now to commence his first flying lap, so we'll see what sort of times they put in out there.
Yeah, it looks like we've almost got everyone out there now, Bernie, other than looks like Blackadder and George Fullerton at the moment.
Yeah, so having a look at the moment, Aaron Osborne has set a great time there for TD Racing. 1:43.680 takes provisional pole. His teammate Tim Ballinger is currently sitting in 2nd, and 3rd is Sean O'Brien. But we've still got Brad Wooten out there, and a few of the fast guys. So, and there we go, Brad Wooten just jumped straight to the top with a 1:42.959.
That's a mighty quick one there, Bernie. A 42.9. That's pretty quick on your own at the moment.
It certainly is. And Christian Challoner tonight in the Ford GT3. I think, not sure if we normally see him in that car or the BMW. Maybe I'm having an old man moment, but he's jumped into second with the 1:43.336.
Yeah, I think you might be having an old man issue there, Bernie. Once again, happy birthday for during the week. I know we get different viewers for each race, so I'll have to say it again. Seeing you've turned another year older, maybe your memory just lacked a little bit then. But anyway, we'll get on with the job now. Yeah, Christian's in that Blackadder Ford GT. He's been racing with, now I've had an old man moment. Bernie, I forgot his teammate.
Yeah, his teammate is a Blackadder Motorsport driver. So, so there you go. But looking at, we've had 9 drivers at the moment set a time. It's interesting. Hayden Burns must have had an off track. Here he goes. He's just set a time now, 1:44.389, and that puts him in 9th position outright at the moment.
Yeah, nice job there. And Bernie, how could we forget after last week with that incident we had with Christopher Osborne and Nuha Hanakopi just have that issue. They both dropped out at the same time. So that's Christian's backup driver or his teammate tonight.
Yeah, well, that was a strange one. It threw us all for a bit of a spin there, and it turned out they had a net code issue, and when you exceed your incident points, you get ejected from the race, which happened for both of them, and yeah, it threw us for a bit of a spin, didn't it?
Yeah, it certainly did, Bernie. It was one of those things we're thinking, oh no, what's going on here? And we thought we had a massive meltdown for those two, but yeah, it's just that they reached their incident limit, and unfortunately a bit of net code involved as well that didn't help their situation. So unfortunate for those boys last week, but good to see them out here again, and they'll keep pushing forward, except for Christopher. He's off, must be doing his 24-hour.
Yeah, I'd say so. And at the moment, Baden Reed in the 111 entry, we know they're very close behind Direct Clutch Services for the championship. They have just set a 3rd fastest time, 1:43.261.
And Adam Newton, Bernie, here in the sister car, did a 43.1. So he's in P2 at the moment. So good effort here for the Element boys at the moment.
Yeah, that's a fantastic lap by Adam. Normally it's a 111 car that's a bit stronger, but it's great for Element having 2nd and 3rd on the grid at the moment, and they're 2 laps into this, and they get 3 flying laps, 1 warm-up lap.
Yep, and we've 7 minutes gone approximately at the moment, so we're just waiting to see how they go. So not too much longer, folks, but a few of these guys have definitely run their laps down anyway, so they won't be too much longer here.
Yeah, so Brad Wooten's finished, and here comes Adam Newton around to take his 3rd flying lap and to end his qualifying. So we'll see if he can better his time here. He needs to get a 1:43. What's he need? A 1:42.959 is his target, which is a blistering time. And he does it.
Oh, and he does it.
Mate, a 1:42.916. How is that for Elements Motorsport?
That is an awesome effort, Bernie. How can you not? That's only a couple of thou in that. That's nothing, is it? So that was an awesome effort there by Adam.
Yeah, well, I didn't think they'd be able to beat that. I thought 2nd position was going to be theirs, but to take pole in their last lap, the guys down there are going to be ecstatic. So fantastic for Adam Newton there. We've got Martin Davis here, VPR, currently sitting in 9th position, coming through to finish his final flying lap now. His target is a 1:43.985. His best time's a 1:44.032.
Yeah, it's not far off, is it, Bernie? So he's close to getting up into 8th position, but Lewis Curley, haven't seen him for a while, Bernie. Has jumped up into 9th. So, looks like he's just crashed it.
Yeah, he's put it in the wall and it's got stuck, but yeah, he's sitting in 9th. Martin Davis at the moment, he's in the pits. He's got one more flying lap. I don't think he'll come back out. Now, George Fullerton's someone to keep an eye on. He's only done one flying lap. He's left his run pretty late in the piece. Him and John King in the number 68 Blackadder Motorsport GT3. He's also on one lap. So George at the moment's got to pull something out. He's 15th at the moment and John King's 17th. So we'll keep an eye on these two drivers.
Well, that was it. Time ran out there, Bernie. Left it way too late, so we're ready to race.
We certainly are, and we'll have a whole lap here, so under the safety car, but let's take you through our grid, folks. So at the moment, well, fantastic drive, it must be said. Adam Newton taking out pole position there on a 1:42.916, pushing Brad Wooten for direct clutch services down. Baden Reed in the Element Motorsport 111 is in 3rd, and keep an eye on these two, 2nd and 3rd, because they're actually racing for the championship. But Baden's got his sister car up on pole, which is great for that team. Christian Challoner, 4th, Blackadder Motorsport. Aaron Osborne is in 5th for TD Racing, so that's a great result for TD Racing at the moment.
Yeah, certainly is there, Bernie.
So looking at 6th, we've got Jay Bentz for Laser Racing in 6th, 7th Gavin Sadler, Pagny and IRFF, so that's a great result for Gavin. You know, those guys are pretty much qualifying in the top 10 these days, so they've come a long way. Hayden Burns in 8th for Selby Racing Team. Lewis Kugeley we saw hitting the wall in qualifying. Blackadder Motorsport in 9th. VPR, the second car, so it's great to see VPR having two cars out there, with M. Davies there in 10th position. 11th, Tim Ballinger for TD Racing, with a bit of work to do there. Terry Marwood in 12th. Sean O'Brien, Selby Racing Team in 13th. 14th is McMullen for Last Minute Racing. George Fullerton will be starting in 15th for Pagny and IRFF. We've got Matt Dignam in 16th, 17th, John King for Blackadder Motorsport. Then we've got Gary Fishwick for Blackadder Motorsport. And then rounding out our field of 19, Timothy Schweck for TD Racing.
Yeah, it looks like they didn't get a time in there, Bernie, which is a bit of a shame. Maybe just an off track there on every chance they had, so that's a bit of a shame for them. So they've got a little bit of work to do tonight, and see if they can catch up to their teammates. So we'll see what happens with those guys. But let's talk about Element Motorsports here a minute, Bernie. We've got one in pole, and then we've got Baden Reed right behind his teammate here. With the team speak, we know that maybe there might be a little bit of communication and say, come on, let's work together and push to the front here on the start. I know I'd put that forward to my teammate, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. The key to this race will be them working as a team, because I think Direct Clutch Services, they only have one car in here tonight. So, you know, with Two Elements Sports, they're going to want to take this to Direct Clutch Services.
Yeah, they certainly will. So, you know, there's advantages gained while you got your teammate around you, and especially behind you. But obviously, you know, these guys will do what they need to do, and we'll see what happens. But I definitely put that forward. That's for sure, Bernie.
Yeah, why not? And if you look, the 222, 111, they're both on the inside here. So expect the 111 and to try to jump Brad Wooten there on the outside. We've got a Blackadder Motorsport car there in 4th position. So it's looking quite mixed up. It looks like where last week I think the Ford GT3s pretty much dominated, didn't they?
Yeah, they certainly did, and it's good to see the BMW up as far as it is too, Bernie. Good to see the boys have qualified it up there. Aaron did a fantastic job there last week in the race. Got that car up there, and I think it was 5th or 6th. Or I think it was even more than that, wasn't it, Bernie? But did a fantastic job in that BMW last week.
Yeah, they certainly did, and I was just checking my coffee. Would you believe I've run out of coffee now? So it's going to be interesting to see how we go for the next 3 hours.
I'm sure, Bernie, as we get into this, probably about 30 minutes into the race, we might be able to let you disappear for a couple of minutes to get yourself a coffee. I'm sure that won't be an issue.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. But anyway, folks, we're coming back on the main straight here. The safety car will come in, and then Adam Newton is going to have control of this race. But Brad Wooten on the outside there, we know he's a seasoned racer here, so it's going to be interesting to see how they come into the first corner as the field starts to bunch up here.
Yeah, I thought they'd be a little bit closer than this, but it hasn't started yet as the pace car goes into the pit lane.
So we're under green now. Adam Newton gets a jump, squeezing Brad Wooten out there. This is going to allow Baden Reed to come up on the inside, too wide, Element Motorsports. But Brad's not having a bar of this as he goes around the outside to take the lead, but the 222 isn't going to let him go now.
How good was Brad under brakes, getting into turn 1, has the position here into the hairpin, and will take this lead as Adam's teammate goes in underneath, but they keep that positions where they are. So a great start there by Brad.
Oh, that was an unbelievable start there, and we can see the Elements Motorsports there, the second car, the 222, going a bit offline there. It'll be interesting to see if he lets his sister car, if he releases him here.
Yeah, certainly will, but look, it's a long race, Bernie. There's team orders and there's team orders, but I don't think he'd be doing a lot. Just get into a rhythm and see where you end up in the next 3-4 laps.
Well, that's exactly right, but at the moment Brad Wooten, fantastic start, takes the lead. Adam Newton in second, followed by Baden Reed third. Christian Challoner there having a good run, but he's coming under pressure at the moment from Aaron Osborne.
And it looks like Timothy Schweck here is up into, where is he, up into 16th, I think now, Bernie. So he's had a great start to the race here at the moment, so it's good things for these guys.
Oh, the TD racing team's looking strong here tonight, and Timothy Schweck 16th, which is a great start, but it's also good for the field. We've had no incidents, touch wood. As we can see now, Adam Newton has taken the lead back on Brad Wooten. Brad's gone wide. It's interesting to see the different lines here, and Baden Reed starting to put pressure.
Yes, Adam seems like he's got a little bit of pace tonight, so he's feeling comfortable in his rough, and he's qualified well. So if he can keep his race going quite well tonight, it looks like he might be in for a win here tonight, Benny.
Yeah, well, he's definitely looking very racy there, and you could see the slipstream as Baden looks on the inside. There's contact.
Oh! Not good, Bernie, not good, but it's a bit of damage here on both cars, so it's backed them up, and you can see them all jostling for position there. Is Barrett's car damaged?
Yeah, well, Baden's broken a headlight there, but the danger comes further down the field here as they all back up. But it looks like they've all got away with it. Baden backed out of that, but he nearly turned Brad Wooten around there.
Yeah, it's fairly damaged there on the front of that rough, and geez, that BMW seems to be a bit quicker in the straight line tonight, Bernie, just hanging off the back of that Ford GT. So Aaron's driving this BMW quite aggressively and doing a great job. He's holding off the rough behind him with Michael Hammond, so doing a great job there at the moment. Yeah,
he certainly is, and I was expecting the BMW to to suffer around here because it does lack a bit of top end speed, but that contact, if we look further back, Lewis Kugel's now starting to monster Michael Hammond here, and he's going on the outside as they come into turn 1, and he's driven that BMW straight around the outside, but yeah, that's a great pass.
Yeah, still going on here, Bernie, but he's got, yeah, he might have the line here. Yeah, he's got the line here into the hairpin, but is it finished with? This is a brilliant little dice here at the moment.
Yeah, well, I called it finished after turn 1, but look at, who's that, Michael Hammond, isn't it? Just fighting his way back. That's a fantastic dice here for the 6th and 7th position.
Yeah, you'd be right, that's Michael Hammond, yeah, doing a great job there. That was battle there between those two, and Hayden's Burns. How's this, Bernie? He's sitting up there right behind him, so he's doing a fantastic job here tonight as well. So good to see these guys having a good run, and yeah, it's really good racing up the front here at the moment.
It certainly is, and that contact between Baden Reed, Brad Wooten there, that's pretty much released Adam Newton now. The gap is 1.1 seconds, and he's out of that slipstream and looking of trying to make a big gap here.
Oh, as Hayden's had a look at Lewis here, Bernie, he's coming into the bus stop. Can he get the job done? We know it's not really friendly for too wide of action, and what a great effort here by these two guys. Great drive, and Hayden's got the jump here, and he's going to break away, so he's got that position on Lewis. That was no small mean feat there by Hayden.
Oh, that was great driving from both of them. It's extremely rare you see any cars trying to go too wide into that chicane, let alone all the way through it. And these guys just did that. So Hayden Burns up to 7th, but Lewis is now getting that draft looking on the outside.
Yeah, probably a good position on the outside. Look at that. Oh, he's lost it, Bernie, and into the fence in the pit wall. Probably the best place for it, because he could have taken out so many other cars there. And oh man, that car is gone. That's ruined.
Yeah, that car's toast, isn't it? We'll just grab a look at that replay.
Yeah, there was no way he was driving that around. The better option was to tow, but geez, just pushing so hard at the start there, and just came all apart. But awesome, that was awesome battle there before. But yeah, bad luck there to Lewis.
Yeah, he's going to have to go in and use one of his fast repairs, and it's going to be a hell of a long way around if he doesn't get that towed, which it looks like he has taken that quick tow. But at the moment, it's all Adam Newton out here for Elements Motorsports. The gap is 1.053. Looks like Brad Wooten's got away from Baden Reed here in 3rd position. Christian Challoner, great job there in 4th. And then rounding out our top 5 is Aaron Osborne for TD Racing in the BMW.
Yeah, Aaron's doing a great job here, and he's to be on a pretty confident ride here at the moment, Bernie. After last week with the BMW doing a great stellar job there at Spa, and then tonight he's just seems like they've worked on the BMW here, and it's definitely got a lot of straight line speed. So I wonder if they're using a little bit less wing in the car to try and keep that pushing through the air a bit quicker, Bernie.
Yeah, I'd say he is. He's you know, the slipstream there was just coming into effect towards the end, but look at him closing under brakes. That's a phenomenal braking in that BMW.
Bernie, you think you should get back to the action here from Hayden Burns? So basically 7th. It looks like Martin Foster's off the track here. So there's a gaggle of cars here fighting for position. This is awesome stuff at the moment.
It certainly is. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars in that gaggle, all fighting for position at the moment. It's also closed up the front here as well, with Brad Wooten now starting to close in on Adam, and Baden's closing in on Brad again.
All right, Bernie, you stick with the leaders. I'm going to stay down here a bit, and I'll try and keep you in contact with what's going on. As Martin Davis, has gone wide there. I think Trevor is his teammate, as Tim is actually closed in on here, and they've dropped off from those guys. But yeah, this is wicked stuff back here.
Yeah, we'll jump back there in a moment. Once these guys get to turn 1, I'm suspecting that Brad's going to have a crack at Adam in here if he can get that tow, coming back around the final turn onto the front straight again. Brad's looking like he's getting that toe. Look at the speed of that Ford GT3. He's just going to drive straight around the outside of Adam here, by the looks of it, as they come down here to the start-finish line. Adam's jinxed up a bit to try to push Brad up. He's going to hold it. I'll tell you what though, it's on for first and second now, folks, and it looks like Christian Challoner is closing up on Baden Reed. Aaron Osborne's also closed up while these guys fight it out. How's it going further back there?
Yeah, still full on, and a bit of bad news here for TD Racing. There is a badly damaged BMW car number 727. Bernie, it looks like he's lost it going into turn 1.
And that's Tim Ballinger there, and he's got the whole front end off that car. We'll see if we can pick up on that, what exactly happened here. So we're just loading the replay now, folks, and we'll have a look at this. So coming in, yeah, he's lost it entering turn 1 here, and he's hit the wall. That wall's going to claim a lot of drivers tonight. I just have that feeling. It normally does, but that's pretty much taken the front end off that BMW, and that's bad news for TD Racing. Tim Ballinger driving that car.
They're doing a stellar job tonight, but yeah, Bernie, that turn 1 is just a nightmare of a corner. You can just angle it wrong, or just hit it at the wrong spot, brake in the wrong spot, anything in that corner, and the car just gets unsettled because you're coming off the bank there onto the flat surface, so the cars really don't like it, do they?
No, coming off that banking unsettles the car, and generally what happens is if you lose the rear end, which is what claims most of them in that corner, it generally has a beeline straight for that inner wall, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does, and if you miss that inner wall, you end up hitting the other tyre barrier on the other side, don't you? So there's no forgiveness in that corner whatsoever.
Yeah, and it looks like at the moment Adam Newton's put the foot down again, and he's taken a big gap. Baden Reed has just slowed right down there. He might have got a cut track penalty, but he's dropped all the way down to 5th position.
Yeah, it certainly has, Bernie. I clicked it just at the same time as you did, and yeah, it's strange. He must have had a slowdown at some point.
Yeah, well, he was in 3rd there, and he just pulled over and let the other 2 through, so that's pretty much freed up Brad Wooten here. Now we can see Baden coming on the outside of Aaron here, takes him under brakes, and he's now going to try his luck at taking Christian Challoner.
Yeah, he almost looked like he was going to have a go at him almost immediately, wasn't it, Bernie? But thought better of it, and now he's on the outside here and in the position just in case he can doesn't get the brakes on him through turn 1, and he's more positioned for that hairpin, because we know the guy's well and he's around. So there you go.
I tell you what, that rough has a lot of straight line speed tonight. I wasn't expecting that to be able to match the Ford GT3s, but Aaron Osborne is hanging on there, and who's that in behind him? I'm just trying to get a name. It's Christian Challoner. No, not Christian.
Oh, it's got to be a lap down car, Bernie. It could be Lewis Kugley. Yeah, it's Lewis Kugley there, Bernie.
Yeah, so it is. It threw me there for a minute, but yeah, Lewis has recovered from his incident on turn 1, and pretty much very similar incident to Tim Ballinger's, but he ended up on the inside of the wall.
Yeah, and that was a massive hit from Lewis. He had to get a tow. I think Tim drove his car back, so and he should be on his way and hasn't gone a lap down, but definitely lost a lot of time there, Bernie.
Yeah, Tim's back out there. The cars, they've used a fast repair. He's sitting in 18th at the moment, 37 seconds down from the lead.
Yeah, but the race isn't over. We've only really started, so we've only got 20 minutes into it, if that, at the moment. So plenty of racing still to go. That's for sure, Bernie.
Oh yeah, we've just got 3 hours and 1 minute of racing left here, folks, and it's looking great at the moment. Adam Newton out in front, followed by Brad Wooten, who's now getting that draft and winding up that Ford GT3, and then Baden Reed. So I tell you what, Brad's closed that gap up quite quickly.
Yeah, it's really weird, isn't it, Benny? He's he must get a slowdown every now and again. I know if you go through the bus stop there, just on the exit of the bus stop, you can get a slowdown, and that can hamper your efforts for going quickly. And like we've covered off, Brad is loving this GT. He's just been driving this thing phenomenally this season. Like I said, we know he's no slouch in any car, but just seems like it's suiting his driving style at the moment.
Yeah, it certainly is, and you can just see how much he likes it by how quickly he's closed in on Adam here, and because that gap was out to 1.1 seconds. Having a look at that gap at the moment, it's only 0.5 of a second, but he's pulled out 3.3 seconds on Baden Reed now. Yeah,
so pretty good effort there, and we've still got racing all throughout the field at the moment, don't we, Bernie? You know, we've got a battle there for third place with Baden Reed, Christian Chandler, Aaron Osborne. We've got a battle for sixth position at the moment with Hayden Burns. Is that Marlon McMullen there, Bernie, and Michael Hammond, and also Gavin Sadler is in the mix. So we've got a 4-car battle back here as well. So there's a couple of races here at the moment.
Yeah, these four are really going at it, isn't it? 3 roughs versus 1 Ford GT3, and that's Gavin Sadler there. He started in 7th, down to 9th now. As we can see, Marlon McMullen having a go now on Hayden Burns.
Yeah, Hayden's out wide here. He hasn't got the draft. He's getting no friends out here, but he's on the outside. He's braked a little bit early there, and he's lost 3 positions. But I think he's doing a good job there. He's just letting them through, and 3 hours to go. No point, causing too much dramas for yourself this early on.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It looked like he pretty much got mugged, didn't he, as he went into turn 1 there. But you don't, as you said, you don't want to take any risks here. But that brings Gavin Sadler back up to 8th, with Michael Hammond in 7th, and Marlon McMullen now in the 006 entry up in the 6th position.
Yeah, and I can't see this battle backing off at any time soon. These guys look fairly close, don't they? And Kevin and Michael there just get a little bit loose coming out of there. That's another corner that you're going to have to be careful on. Cars really get unsettled if you lay on the gas too quick there, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's right. It's another one of those tricky entries, isn't it? And that's made Gavin susceptible here for Hayden, who's coming down on the outside into the bus stop. It's going to be close, but Hayden cuts across the nose of the GT3 there and takes back 8th position.
Yeah, that was, that's having a bit of confidence in your other fellow driver there, just to turn in like that, isn't it, Bernie? Just to hope that he isn't still there. But great driving here. Jesus, Hayden just having the brakes there. He just wants to sit behind the draft here.
Yeah, he's having a look on the outside now, and he's showing these guys he is a force to be reckoned with, and I think he needs to lay it down a bit here, considering how much they mugged him last time, and he's looking very racy. Yeah,
his ability has always been there, Bernie. I just think, with setups and just a bit of bad luck for that team. So he's definitely a good racer, and deserves a good finish here tonight, and let's hope he gets one.
Yeah, that's right. Meanwhile, up the front, Brad Wooten is all over the back of Adam Newton here. The gap now is 0.2 of a second last time by, and Brad's looking at trying to get past Adam in the next lap or so.
Yeah, well, he's not quite half a second quicker than Adam at the moment, so he's definitely got the pace in this car. So just having a little bit of trouble trying to get around him at this present time.
Yeah, either he's having trouble or maybe he's just tucking in the draft there to save a little bit of fuel, because he's definitely, when he wants to, he can definitely close that gap, which he's proved when he pulled that 1.1 second gap back in the matter of, what, a couple of laps.
Yeah, that's right, Bernie, and getting the draft definitely saves fuel, we know that, so there's no issues with that, so you could be right. We know Brad thinks these things through, so obviously it could be just a little bit of strategy at the moment. No sense is overdriving the cars at the moment with 3 hours of racing, so is Adam getting a little bit loose and Brad's all over him like a rash.
Yeah, and we just saw Christian Challoner take Aaron Osborne back here for fourth position, and he's looking very racy. But back up front here, it's back on again. Brad Wooten's all over the back of Adam Newton here.
Yeah, certainly is, and hustling along here. So is Brad going to go and make this move and say, right, I'm going to have a run here at the moment, as he gets a drive off of the corner here, Bernie? We're coming into this tricky corner now. Get to back onto the oval part of the race course.
Yeah, and it looks like Adam just got a better drive out of there than look at the banking on here as we jump into the gyro cam with Brad Wooten here. I tell you what, that must be almost like a 45-degree banking around Daytona.
Yeah, it's 3 stories, so it's quite high. So from the bottom on the flat surface up to the top of the fence there, it's 3 stories. So it doesn't look like much here on TV, and same on the simulation. But I've seen it on NASCAR. There, you see the guys standing down on the flat, and then you're looking up to the top wall, and it's quite a big bank, that one.
Certainly is, and Brad's having a look on the inside here.
Certainly is. I think he's had enough here, and he's into the turn 1. So we'll see what happens. See if he can actually break away. But the issue is obviously with the draft, isn't it, Bernie? As he's come out of turn 1 quite well, hasn't he?
Oh, he certainly has. He's put the hammer down there, and he just drove straight past Adam there. Unusual to see him go on the inside. I think Adam went high, expecting him to try the high line again, but Brad wasn't going to fall for that one. Baden Reed at the moment in 3rd position with that damaged rough, and Christian Challoner is in 4th after he passed Aaron Osborne. Aaron sitting back there for TD Racing in 5th position.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty certain Christian was in front of Aaron earlier on, Bernie, so he must have had a slowdown to let Aaron through, or maybe even Aaron actually drove past him at one stage. Aaron's definitely driving this car quite well, so I wouldn't put it past him to get around him at some stage.
Yeah, I think Aaron passed him about 4 laps back, and but now Christian's back on the march. Having a look further down the field, it looks like Timothy Schweck, John King back here having a bit of a battle, and Martin Davis for VPR in the M-Spec rough is sitting back here in 13th.
Yeah, no, it's good driving here by Timothy Schweck. He started last position and he's up into 11th, so great driving there by Tim.
Yeah, it certainly is, and further down the field we've got a good battle here. Sean O'Brien in the number 90 car in 15th. He has Matthew Dignam here for Next Level Pagnian Motorsports GT3 in, where's he, 14th, so they're battling it out at the moment.
Yeah, so there's a couple of battles going on. He certainly hasn't lost a draft yet, so he can close in on the draft at the moment. So got a few battles going on, but I suppose the big one here is this 3rd position at the moment with Baden Reed, Christian Challenger and Aaron Osborne. So, but it looks like Baden's slowly starting to break away here and closing in on his teammate. Looks like Brad's got a second gap at the moment, Bernie, and increasing it as we go along.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at where Brad is at the moment and getting a gap comparison. Yeah, he's pulled out over 1 second now on Adam Newton in second, and Adam's got a gap back to his teammate Brad Baden Reed is 2 seconds. So yeah, within what, about a lap. But I tell you what, look at that gap closing as Adam gets into that draft.
Yeah, it certainly does, Benny. That draft is everything, and you know, he's dropped that half a second. I can't see Baden Reed not getting too far away here either. I think he might be starting to close in on these guys. His last lap was about a second quicker than the guys, so he's definitely quick at the moment. So see how he goes. But here we go. We've got Adam down the inside of Brad Wooten. So these guys aren't playing around at the moment.
No, that's exactly right. And I tell you what, that draft for Adam, that gave him about 0.7 of a second just in that draft. So that's how strong that draft is here at Daytona International Speedway tonight.
It just goes to show that this rough's really, if you have the car set up, they can actually slice through that air a lot better. And you'd think the Ford GT would be a better car, but it seems like this rough is probably the better one for it.
Yeah, it's definitely looking well suited, and Adam's definitely got that car hooked up tonight, and it looks like he's teamed up with Peter Zinovich. Will be jumping in that car later on this evening.
Yeah, that'd be right, Bernie. And I just wonder if, because this rough is a little bit smaller compared to the rest of the cars in the field here, I'm sure it's not as wide as the guys around him, and you can see the wing on it. That rear wing is definitely smaller than the rest. You have a look at the Ford GT, the wing covers the whole back of that car, and if you have a look at the BMW, that wing actually extends over the back of their car. So definitely a few differences between the cars, isn't there?
Yeah, there certainly is. And then when we look at the rough, their wings a little bit more refined, let's say. But at the moment, Adam Newton, he's I'm just trying to see how Brad's going. I think where the rough is slipperier in the slipstream than the Ford GT3, because if we look at Brad now, he's only getting the draft about now.
You just can't seem to really get the run out of the bus stop, doesn't he, to get through and hang on. But it just seems like the rough isn't good through this tight, twisty section. And it looks like the GT and obviously the BMW is probably a little bit better as well. So it just seems like the roughs are struggling in the real twisty, tight section on the infield here.
Yeah, it definitely does, but it makes for great viewing for everyone watching RRTV, because these guys, I have a feeling, are going to be fighting pretty much all night for this position. Yeah,
and thanks a lot, viewers. Just got an update there. Baden had a go slow down. Baden had a go slow down. So one of those issues where you hit the same spot every time, and then all of a sudden it gives you that go slow down, which probably was a little bit of netcode, Bernie. You hitting those marks all the time, just a little bit of netcode, and you'll get those slowdowns.
Yeah, that's right. And also, if they're running on a ripple strip and that goes straight onto grass, that can cause a slowdown as well. Just the way iRacing has their track set up here. But looking at how close Baden is cutting those curbs, I can see how just a little bit to the left or right would result in a slowdown penalty. Yeah,
it certainly would, and we know netcode isn't one of those things that are very friendly to you, so you know, I'm sure that could be an issue as well. Just a little bit of netcode thinking the car's in a different spot than where you think it is. So is it an issue? Yes. Can we solve it? Yeah, if people have got millions and millions of dollars, I'm sure we could fix it, but I don't think that's what's going to happen anytime soon. So we deal with it and we keep racing and enjoy it for what it is, and we cop it on the chin sometimes, don't we, Bernie?
Well, that's exactly right. But saying that, iRacing does a fantastic job, and And you know, we know they're working on their next release of DirectX 11, I think they're trying to get to, which they're talking about maybe the end of this year, early next year we should have that.
Yeah, that's right, Bernie. They do a fantastic job, and you know, to get this series to where it is now, like driver changes, who would have thought we could have had that in this, and to have these endurance rounds, you know, they've just gone strength to strength, and with a series like this, there's no wonder that it goes so well. I mean, look, we've got the Spa 24 hour going as well. iRacing's holding a Spa 24 hour race, so just goes to show how far we've come from the beginning, Bernie.
Oh, definitely, and they've signed up now with Blunt Pain as well for the officially sanctioned GT series, and so it is going strength to strength. But if you look at the Spa 24 hour, I don't know how many splits they'd be having running concurrently, but I'd say there'd probably be at least 5 splits all running for 24 hours non-stop, all at the same time.
Yeah, it's phenomenal how many splits they've got, and you just think how many drivers are in there. Yeah, you're going to lose some over a period of time, obviously for reasons, and I think they weren't using fast repairs in that either, Bernie. So if you had an accident, you needed to fix the car under how long it would take to fix, which is a great initiative. And geez, there's Baden Reed closing in here, Bernie. He's down 1.5 seconds behind these guys, so definitely got some pace going now, got his rhythm, and he's closing in on these guys.
He certainly is, and Brad's all over Adam here. Adam's probably hoping Baden can continue his march up, but looking at their times, Baden Reed did a 1:43.249, 6/10 of a second quicker that last lap. The gap now, let's have a look in our comparison, 1.3 seconds, so he's already taken, oh, and we've lost Adam.
Oh, he's going around. That's a shame. He was doing so well.
He was under a lot of pressure though, and we'll jump back to the replay here, and it just, not sure if there was contact. That's just what I want to check.
No, he's done that on his own there, Bernie.
As we can see, yeah, he's lost it coming into the corner, and we know the roughs, you know, they're very easy to lose the back end there. But I tell you what, he was so lucky he didn't get collected by Baden Reed or by Christian Challoner. But it just goes to show how fast or how hard they're pushing these cars tonight.
Yeah, certainly is, and he's just got to gather up here, Bernie. He is a quick driver, and I reckon he can get himself back up there again. We can see his teammate now hassling Brad Wooten, and he's going to take the lead here, Bernie.
Yeah, and these two cars are fighting for the championship lead here, and we know it's 0.75 of a point separates these two cars, but Baden Reed takes the lead. What a fantastic comeback.
Yeah, it certainly was, Bernie. He was out there for a while, struggling with the car there for a little bit, a go slow down, and now he's come back and he's driven all the way to the front. A little bit of help from his teammate, unfortunately, but yeah, he's just driven up to the front and running away. He definitely has the lap times, doesn't he?
Yeah, he definitely has the lap times there, and the Elements Motorsport cars are looking very strong tonight. We can see Adam Newton. He's dropped 6.6 seconds, but it's not too bad. 6.6 seconds, 2 hours 42 minutes to go. It's definitely not over for this team.
Oh, certainly not, Bernie. He's just get his rhythm back and drive forward and join his teammate there up the front. You know, Baden's had a little bit of issue to start with. It looks like he's all settled down now. I think he must have been having a few issues there with the internet. But it looks like the car's okay now. Things are working fine. A little bit of front end damage, but hasn't slowed down this car whatsoever.
Yeah, that's right. He's only really broken a headlight, so he's got off that pretty lightly. And at the moment, Christian Challoner, Aaron Osborne still having a great battle here for 3rd and 4th position, and that BMW is still hanging on to the back.
Yeah, great job here by Aaron, and yeah, he's doing a fantastic job, you know, sitting here behind this GT. So I'm sure they'll wait until their pit stop and see if how they go in their pit stops. You know, that's probably the only opportunity they've got to jump these guys.
Yeah, that's right. I think looking at the pit stops, we're probably, about another 10 to 15 minutes out till we can expect the first stops tonight.
Yeah, well, they could do a reverse strategy. It's a 3 hours a minute race, so you know, you could probably start coming in early and do a little short stint. But you know, are you going to push right to the end? Can these Ford GTs go run a fuel load out? You know, we know that they've got a big tank in them, and they do run for a bit. So can they push the limits of these GTs all the way?
Yeah, well, we do know I think it's the Ford GT3s have a pretty good range of fuel there, so if any of them were going to push, I'd probably expect that one. But having a look at some stats here, folks, laps led so far in this race. Adam Newton led 16 laps out of 19 up until his spin. Brad Wooten's led 2 of those laps, and Baden Reed has led 1 lap, coming up to lead for 2 laps at this stage.
Yeah, shame for Adam there. Once again, you know, just lost the back of the car, so he just needs to settle in here. But look, I think he's starting to close in to Aaron here at the moment. So definitely got the speed. Just looking at the times there, yeah, he was a second faster than the 2 in front of him. So no slouch there, and I think he was another half a second, if not, probably 7.7 of a second quicker than these guys. So he's definitely closing in on these 2 in front of him.
Oh yeah, his time last time through was a 1:43.811. Aaron and Christian 1:44.533 and a 1:44.378 respectively. So he'll be on top of these 2 pretty quickly. The question is though, is how fast can he dispatch these guys?
Yeah, well, that's the other issue. You know, he's quick, and does he have a fast car? Yes, he does. But you know, you're coming up to a couple of guys that aren't that slow either, and look, they don't have to fall over and let you through. You're going to have to race around them. But we know this rough is quite slippery in a straight line, so getting into turn 1 probably his best bet. So just wait and get through the bus stop, and then make a move. I mean, it is a long race. He doesn't have to do it in 5 laps. 1 lap, does he?
Yeah, well, speaking of slippery, he just lost it again on the exact same corner and looped it. And that's really going to cost him big time, because he's dropped right back now, and maybe the tyres on that car are starting to call enough. Yeah,
he's had one, and you know, that wouldn't have helped the tyres too much. He would have got a lot of pressure in there, but you know, that second spin, he's got to hang on in there. Doesn't want to overcook those tyres, and probably just getting a little bit too hot into that corner, Bernie. You really can't get too quick into that corner. You got to get in there nice and slow and gently on the gas as you're coming out. That's one of the tricky things about that corner. So he's just got to gather it up here and try and push his way forward again, just nice and calmly. He knows he can do it. He's just can't overdrive the car.
Yeah, that's right, and that's where the team manager needs to jump in and just coach him around and get him back into that rhythm. And at the moment, he's just pushing that car a bit too hard through that corner. He's dropped now down 13.9 seconds from the leader, his teammate Baden Reed, at this stage. But Brad Wooten is not going to let Baden go.
No, he's not, and just thought I'd quickly have a scan through here. It looks like Timothy Schweck now is hunting down the top 10 position at the moment. He's really close to Martin Davies at the moment, so he's doing a great job there. And Michael Hammond there, he's having a battle as well at the moment. He's trying to catch on to Marlon as well.
Yeah, and it's good to see Michael Hammond having a good run out there tonight, as well as the triple, or the number 006 last minute racing, also having a good run with Marlon McMullen in that car.
Yeah, certainly is, and just another good battle back here too, Bernie, with Matthew Dignan. Sean O'Brien, so they're having a little bit of battle here as well. So and it looks like Mr. King is coming up behind them, so he's got a chance here to get into this battle as well.
Yeah, and having a look at our pit stops at the moment, we've had Tim Ballinger in. Oh, as Matthew Dignam goes, oh, we've had a contact there somewhere. Yeah, in the wall, it's an M-Spec car.
Ooh, that was battling Timothy Schweck too, Bernie, so be interesting to see what happened with that.
Yeah, that was Martin Davies was involved in that, so we're just jumping back to the replay here. Yeah, and again, that's a hard hit. I tell you what, that must be a scary moment when you lose the back end there. You've got nowhere to go apart from into that huge wall just beckoning you.
Yeah, that bus stop, Bernie, it's definitely not nice on the way in, and it's even worse on the way out, and yeah, it's just caught them big time. It's quite rough. You shortcut it on the way out, it's quite rough, so you can just unsettle the car, and yeah, that's what's happened there to Martin, and yeah, just going straight into the fence. Hard luck, that one.
Yeah, and it just seems like these roughs, you know, because they're rear-engined, I guess, they just feel like pendulum swings, and once it gets that pendulum movement, there's no coming back from it, is there?
No, there's not, and geez, Brad's no slouchy, Bernie. He's on the back of this rough of Baden Reed, and he's not giving up, is he? He's fighting all the way, all the time, so it's good to see.
Yeah, it certainly is, as we're on the roof cam now with Brad. And it's interesting to see the different lines they take there. Brad likes the wider line compared to Baden, who likes to hug it in tight through there.
Yeah, it's interesting. Oh, Baden's around there, Bernie. Hard luck, just pushing a bit there on that hairpin, and Brad's been given that race lead here at the moment. So poor old Baden, he's not having a good run here tonight.
No, he's not, and he's suffering the same fate as Adam Newton at this stage and Martin Davis, but again under brakes as he's coming into turn 2 here. Just a bit hot, and then that back end goes. So maybe the roughs are starting to use those tyres up, because we've seen, 3 or 4 spins in the last 4 or 5 laps at the moment.
We certainly have, and we've got to that 45-minute mark, so maybe they're just, just got to that point they're over balanced. Maybe they need to do a air pressure change in those tyres there, Benny, just to try and get a little bit more balance out of them.
Yeah, either that or maybe have a look at their brake bias, because as we can see now, Baden down the inside of Aaron Osborne, he made that move through the bus stop, but as I was saying, maybe as these get lighter, they need to adjust that brake bias a bit.
Yeah, certainly, Bernie. That's something that these guys have got in these GG3s. They can adjust their brake bias in car, so that's something that they can change on the fly. As we can see Baden here, once again, Bernie, he's had that spin, and that car's that slippery in a straight line in that draft. Just driven past these two boys, so he's got that car working well in a straight line, that's for sure.
Yeah, he certainly has, but at the moment the gap back up to our leader, Brad Wooten, is 6 seconds, so Brad's now just going to push on and try to keep that gap, I'd say. Yeah,
I think he's going to have to just keep pushing on, keep plugging out these times, and hopefully that these roughs are a little bit struggling at the moment on these tyre sets, and has a nice clear run up until his stop.
Yeah, and that stop won't be very far away at this stage, but taking you through your top 10 at the moment, folks, we've got Brad Wooten well and truly in front, 6 second gap back to Baden Reed, who's just passed Christian Challoner and Aaron Osborne in 4th. Adam Newton still recovering from his spins, and he's 12 seconds down and starting to close back in 5th position. Hayden Burns having a great run tonight in the number 80 Selby Acoustics entry in 6th position. Marlon McMullen in Last Minute Racing in 7th, followed closely by Michael Hammond. Timothy Schweck, he's having a great run, up to 9th now, and moving forward all the time. And rounding out our top 10 is Terry Marwood. We haven't seen much of Terry, but yeah, they're up there in the Sim 737 entry. Is in 10th spot at this stage.
Yeah, and geez, Timothy Schweck's doing a great job here tonight, isn't he? Up into 9th position, starting from 19th, so he's moved up 10 positions. So doing a great job there in the car tonight, and just goes to show a bit of patience and yeah, just a lot of patience and good driving, and you can move yourself up through the pack.
Yeah, it's a nice consistent drive there, and he's showing a lot of patience here. The best thing is he's going to hand that car over to his brother at the stops probably, and that car's nice and straight, and I don't think they've no, they haven't. They won't even need to use a fast repair, so they'll have that up their sleeve for the rest of the race.
Yeah, certainly will. And geez, Baden hasn't broken away from these 2 cars at the moment, has he? He's still stuck here, and I'm not sure if they'll use a fast repair on his car either, Bernie. Look, with the speed that car's producing, I wouldn't even bother using a fast repair to fix that sort of damage on that car, unless it's really bad inside the car, but I can't see that.
Yeah, no, they won't use the fast repair, and hopefully they'll have it ticked off. I'm just having a look at a replay here. Brad Wooten had a bit of an off-track moment. I'm just seeing if he got a slowdown, because he's got a big problem there. And as he cuts across out of the chicane, he was lucky to get away with that. He probably got a cut track penalty, but that would explain why that gap's down to 2 seconds all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's definitely a big gap in it. Oh yeah, he's onto the grass. So, well, they'll be explaining a lot there. He's on the grass, so yeah, that's a bit of bad luck. And we're just sitting here in Baden Reed's car at the moment, looking out at his windscreen. He's definitely going to need a tear off here, Bernie, because this thing is absolutely filthy.
Yeah, it certainly is. There's a heck of a lot of debris up there, but I tell you what, if you can see through that filth, he can see Brad Wooten now 2.5 seconds up the road, and I'm sure that's going to encourage him to push a bit harder now.
Yeah, certainly will, Bernie. You know that well, he wouldn't have given in anyway. Let's be sure of that. But yeah, he sees him now, and there's more incentive going. Oh, he's only just there. I can catch him. It's instead of taking you 10 laps, it's only a couple of laps. Ooh, I got a chance to lead the race again. So he'll definitely push on and try and get this position. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And he would have seen the moment Brad had, and he's probably thinking, okay, well, my tyres are wearing out, but Brad's struggling up there as well. So good incentive here, and it's good to see the field closing up again, because of course it makes it more interesting for us and our viewers out there.
Yeah, it certainly does, and it looks like Baden's bringing the Ford GT and that BMW with him, so that's a good thing for us. It's going to make it more interesting as these guys get closer, but we will be having pit stops soon, so this is going to throw a spanner in our works as well, Bernie.
Yeah, it certainly is, and Adam Newton is putting in nice consistent laps at the moment. He's still in 5th, but he's now 9 seconds down from the leader, so that off track by Brad's helped him close up as well. Yeah,
it certainly has, and to put in a 44 flat at this time, Bernie, I think it's a great effort to do that, and you've got to keep that consistency up. Make sure you keep hitting your marks, don't overdrive the car, and you've really got to keep your head on your shoulders at this stage of the race, because this is when new tyres are sad. They're saying, I don't want to do it anymore. And is that Aaron going around Christian on the outside? I think it is, Bernie.
Yeah, it definitely was, and we'll have a look at the replay of that so we can catch that action. But I was going to say, it's also good for Adam to finish his stint on a strong note, as for his confidence, if anything.
Yeah, that's right, Bernie. You've got to keep that. Oh, geez, they're getting a little bit loose there. I think these tyres are definitely having enough of this, Bernie. I think they want to get off the car.
Yeah, I'd say so. And at the moment I'd be expecting 2:26. So they've been going now for how long? 3 hours, 44 minutes they've been running, so another 10 minutes and they'll be in.
Yeah, they'll be in soon as Christian gets around Aaron again, just into the bus stop there, just using the draft, you know, and the higher speed in that GT. So, but still, a phenomenal effort here so far by Aaron. He's doing a great job.
Yeah, and it looks like Adam might have gone around again as well, because he's all of a sudden dropped 17 seconds down. So I'd say those tyres on his car are pretty much screaming, get me out of here.
Yeah, I say they are, Bernie, and looking at the events there, he's definitely had an off track there at some stage, so definitely doesn't look good for him as well.
Yeah, we're just going to see if we can catch the spin here. We're having a look at the replay, and it's, don't tell me, yeah, same corner. We're going to have to start calling that Newton bend, I think, because he's looped it there again. That's 3 times at that one corner.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like his favourite corner, does it, Bernie? It's just tin him out, and it's not something that you like doing in a race, that's for sure. So, you know, one of those things. And Adam, yeah, shame you're not out there. And Marlon is doing a good job there for you, buddy. And I hope you enjoyed being up in Queensland. I'm sure you went to the V8, so I hope you enjoyed it up here, mate.
Yeah, and Marlon's now bringing that car in. It's looking pretty sad, I hate to say, and looks like they might have had a bit of an incident there. He's using a fast repair. We'll see if we can find out what's happened here to Marlon. So that was poor timing on that shout out. I'm going to blame you for cursing their car, but Adrian, but we're just on board now with Marlon McMullen. He's coming through. Oh yeah, he's looped it coming out of the chicane, going right up on to the infield there, but then he's got another off track coming very shortly. I guess if you're going to bend the car anywhere, this is probably the best spot to bend it. Oh, he's lost a tyre. Would you believe, coming onto the embankment on that corner, it's unsettled him and thrown him up into the wall on the outside.
Yeah, not a good result for them at the moment. Oh yeah, I could see that on your replay there, Bernie. Yeah, just, geez, these roughs really don't like that change on an awkward angle, do they? They just really spit them out, don't they? So I think these roughs like the bounce consistent, not on the side or anything. So yeah, it's such a shame for those guys. They're doing a great job, and got to thank them for throwing that RRTV logo on their car as well, Bernie. It's good to see that they do that for you.
Yeah, I appreciate any support we get from our drivers and our viewers out there. So thanks to that team for carrying our logo. Now Nick Rainbird's jumped into that car, and he's back out there with fresh tyres. It's definitely happening in the pits at the moment. Hanakopi has jumped into the number 66 car. He did a 49.2 second stop. Jason Bentz is jumping into the 377 car at the moment as well. Chris Keeping is, what car's he in? The number 80 as he comes out now. So Chris Keeping's having a go. We've got Brett Garidis. He's replaced, I think, Gavin Sadler there in the number 17 entry as well.
And as you were going through that, Bernie, Baden Reed has just taken the lead again as they're close to their pit stop. As I can see, there's a Shelby Motorsports car just behind them.
Yeah, that's Baden's jumping the lead again, and it'll be interesting to see when these guys come in. But I tell you what, Brad's neither of these guys are going to give up. They're just going to fight this out for the next 2 hours, 22 minutes. And Adam Newton, he's at the moment in third position, yet to stop. and Timothy Schweck's up to 4th now due to the other guys pitting, but Andrew Kanowski has jumped into the number 737 and for TD Racing, and they will be exiting the pits any moment now.
Yeah, so it won't be too much longer than these guys are in the pits, but you're right, Bernie, these guys won't say no to being into second, that's for sure. They'll keep fighting to stay in that top spot, and I hope they do that all race long, Bernie, because it just makes it an interesting race for us.
Yeah, that's right, and Matthew Dignam's in the pits. He's jumped out. Richard Brookfield has jumped into the number 35 car.
So just waiting for the leaders now to pit. They are both diving in now, Bernie.
Yeah, they certainly are, and it'll be interesting to see how pit strategy plays out here. We'll keep an eye on them, and we'll see if Adam Newton is going to also jump in the pits. It looks like, is he? Yes, he is. So he's coming in the pits as well. It's interesting, Baden Reed's just behind Brad Wooten here. Adam Newton should pull in front of both of them since he had pole position. So Stuart Wood...
He certainly will.
Sorry there, Stuart Wood's jumped in to the Ford GT3. Adam Newton's in the pits now. Scott Tamlin's jumped into the other car to replace Baden Reed, and Peter Jazinovic has jumped into the 222 car.
Yeah, it looks like Timothy Schweck's in as well, Bernie, so we've got probably only 2 more cars to come in.
And Stuart Wood's, Scott Tamlin, throwing on 4 tyres onto that car, not surprised. And the time's ticking away here, and look at that, Scott Tamlin has jumped Stuart Wood in the pits.
Yeah, they are 2 seconds shorter in the pits than the direct clutch boys as they're coming out into traffic here, Bernie.
That's right, and we can see now Stuart Wood's just getting out in front of Ewa Hornakopi here. So that was a well-timed stop, and 2 second deficit to make up, which we know they can over time, but that's a great stop there by the Elements Motorsports 111 team.
Yeah, certainly is, and Yuha stop there with the Blackadder Motorsports, definitely a good one there. Brought them up close into that position, and as I can see, there's a lap car holding up a few of the guys here at the moment.
Yeah, that's Andrew Kanowski there for TD Racing trying to get past there, but you are now, they've brought that car as well as Andrew's car, TD Racing. They're in contact with the leaders, so they've both had a great stop. Looking at UR's stop, it was a 49.2 seconds, so he made up 7 seconds just in the pits.
Yeah, certainly did, really short one, so they didn't. We're going to see how that pans out, Benny. It's quite quicker than the rest of them, wasn't it?
It certainly was, and I guess tonight this race is probably going to come down to a 3-stop strategy unless some of these guys decide to try to go for 20 minutes fuel saving, which I doubt they will. But yeah, if they keep on making that sort of gain in the pits, they'll be very competitive towards the end of tonight.
Yeah, certainly will, and it looks like UR's here having a look at Stewart, but thinks better of it going into turn 1. Oh, Stewart's wide there, and he loses 2 positions. That's a bad result there, as it looks like the 777-6 car or something there, Bernie, just spins around Trevor Foster. Hard luck there.
Yeah, that's the second time that car's been in the fence tonight. We did see his teammate lose it big time earlier in the chicane here. We're just having a look at the replay on the gas. Yeah, again, the back end of that rough just comes around, and nowhere to go, unfortunately, for Trevor there.
Yeah, unfortunately, usually on these corners, if you lose it on the corners, there's not much runoff, so it can catch you. But, in saying that, you see a lot of grassy areas, but generally the car seems to find those walls quite easily, doesn't it, Bernie?
Yeah, they certainly do. And we've got Hayden Burns down there for an interview for Selby Acoustics, so we might bring Hayden up and see how their race is going. I think they're in 8th at the moment.
Yeah, you'd be right there, Bernie.
Hi Hayden, welcome to RRTV's commentary box. It's looking pretty good for your number 80 out there. Looks like Chris Keeping's taken the wheel for you guys.
Hey Bernie, hey Adrian. Yes, good so far. Track kind of suits us a bit, I reckon. And yeah, Chris has just jumped in at the stop, and I'll get back in a bit later.
Yeah, we've noticed quite a few rough drivers are getting a bit unstuck with the back end coming around on them. From your experience in this car, have you had any close calls, or have you noticed that problem with this car?
Yeah, we've got the same problem, but not to the extent to some of the other guys have. From what it looks like, Marlon McMullen spun when he was in front of me, and there was one behind us, I think, as well. We've made a tyre pressure change at the stop, just to help out a bit. But yes, it is the same sort of thing that we had that's caught us out a couple of times, especially caught me out a couple of times, with the car sort of just snapping. It's still there, but we've done a good job with the setup, and it's definitely manageable.
Yeah, it almost looks like we thought it could have either been tyre temperature or tyre pressures towards the end of the stint, or possibly the guys aren't winding on the brake bias as these cars get lower in fuel. But I haven't driven a rough for a long time, so I wouldn't know. But I guess, do you guys, without giving too much away, of course, do you have to fiddle with that brake bias much during a stint?
Personally, we don't. One or two clicks forward or back depending on how it's handling. But what it also may be is because the rough has a sort of a straight line speed advantage, and I'm sure, we've seen guys in the BMW have tracks that suit them. They're going to exploit the advantage with the faster flowing corners, guys in the Ford, they have their tracks, they're going to exploit whatever advantage they have. In the roof, we've seen that we have quite a good straight line advantage, especially at Spa last week, and here's it's even more amplified with an even longer set of straights. So it can be that some of the other roof teams are running very little wing, and they don't simply have the grip mid-corner. They have to tentatively drive it in the infield section.
Yeah, well, the rough definitely looks slippery out there. I think it's the slipperiest car on the track. But I'll hand you over to Adrian Jarvis here and see if he's got any questions for you, as we can see Chris now just getting past one of the lapped cars here.
Yeah, Hayden, how you going, mate? Good to see you doing a great job there tonight. Car's running pretty good tonight.
Hey Adrian, yeah, it's going well. The last couple of weeks in particular have been very good for us, but as a whole things are definitely looking good. We've started from the bottom. I definitely started from the bottom when Nathan and Sean got in contact with me. I'd barely driven this car, so I was at the back for a bit, and now we are genuine top 10 contenders almost every week. There are some weeks where we're having off weeks, and there are some things that are just going wrong. At Montreal earlier this season, I was in ninth after the stops in the sprint race, and I put it in the fence. Obviously last week, with the crashes that happened after the pit stop sequence, we would have ended up 10th if we had maintained our spot, but I put too much fuel in at the stop, so just little mistakes here and there are costing us good results. But we're generally on the top 10 pace now, and here qualifying in the top 10 certainly helped, although it was really hectic the first couple of laps. So if we can start bringing home consistent top 10 results, that's a good start to being, aiming for top 5s maybe.
Yeah, for sure, mate. And it's one of those things. It's just a slow process of getting everything working and understanding the car. So it's taken a while, but it's good to have the two cars there, and I think it's helped the team out immensely to have the two cars and you guys working at getting these setups suited to each other and trying to understand the car, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely helped having two cars. I think just having the extra opinions on your setup. You know, if you make a setup, you can ask someone else, you know, do you think this is good? Or, you know, what do you think could be done to make this better? But it's funny you mentioned how we sort of adapt setups to each other's styles, because last week Chris, Nathan and Sean all ran a different setup to me, and when we were all working this week, we've done sort of the same thing. We're running a different setup to the 90 car, and you know, personally I, just fiddling with the car more and more now, have found I like the car to be a bit more aggressive, so, and the other guys don't necessarily, so we certainly have our different ways that we go now, but at the same time we can still certainly share setups, because sometimes, you know, a more stable setup is better to go with, or sometimes a more aggressive one is better to go with as well.
Yeah, for sure, and I think your experience in the C-Spec rough is going to tend towards you to pick a more aggressive setup, because the obviously that car doesn't have the ABS and traction control, so you're probably used to that car being a little bit looser than this one as such. C
Exactly. I think that's one of the key things that's made life a bit difficult for me with the GT3 roof. The C-Spec I'm racing this season in the official series as well, and it's definitely the driver without driver aid. You sort of have to understand how to drive the car. You can't rely on ABS, you can't rely on the traction control, I know that Roof Cup is fixed this season, but in past seasons you've had to set up a car so that it would work across, in Roof Cup case 25 minutes, but you had to dial out initial understeer with that car, because that car just doesn't turn. It's like one of the worst things I've ever driven in my life. That's why I love it. But the driver aids and just the sheer amount of grip the GT3 cars have, even on their baseline setups, is what has made the transition pretty difficult.
Yeah, certainly, and we've heard that through a few different guys that come from different series, even like the V8 supercars. Same story. They know that they've got to adapt to the GT3s or with all those aids. So doing a great job there, mate. Once again, appreciate you guys coming up. It seems like you guys are always up here, coming up and giving us a bit of a break, get through the race a little bit easier for us, seeing it's a long race, and I'm sure it's good for you guys to come up here and have a bit of a chat and explain to the viewers what's going on. So we do appreciate it, and let's hope you can get that Shelby.com rough up near the pointy end a little bit further, mate.
Yeah, for sure. I think we say almost every week we love coming up here just because the viewers who maybe aren't on iRacing or don't drive GT3 cars, or just want to know more about how to set up a GT3 car or race a GT3 car, because they race differently to a lot of things as well. But we love to come up here, give a bit of an insight for the viewers and for you guys. So we'll keep plucking away. We were 6th before the pit stops cycled. To be honest, I don't know what's going on with Timmy Ballinger right now in front of us, but Brett Garitas is out of sequence because I don't know if you guys saw, but Gavin had a moment at, I think it was turn 1, which was unfortunate because we were working well with him to pull away from the rest of the like Michael Hammond and I think it was Colin Schreck or Tim Schreck. I don't know. We were working well with him and he's fun. So if we can get back to 6th once the pit stop cycle's through, and maybe a few incidents among the aliens, as we like to call them, might go over as a top 5. But so far we're the best of the rest, I think.
Yeah, Timmy Ballinger had a moment going to turn 1 on the race, so he's a little bit out of sequence as well. So Keep an eye on him though. He's a very quick driver, so I'm sure he's not going to hold back either at the moment. But anyway, once again, thank you for coming up. Definitely put a shout out there for your sponsors, even your own Facebook page there with your paint scheme from last week, mate. Awesome paint job. Yeah, thanks for coming up.
Thanks, Adrian. Well, I can't believe people are still raving on about it, but hopefully we can get it back out on track soon, maybe. But yeah, right. So sponsors, if any of the viewers or anyone who watches the replays of the broadcast and that you need any hi-fi gear, home theatre stuff, selby.com.au. Sean also has sim racing equipment, so that goes sim racing cockpits and wheels and cool stuff like that. So give Sean a call or an email and he'll help you out there. And we're not running the costumes car tonight, but I'm sure we'll see the pink and purple machine out again. But if you need a costume for a child, a friend, yourself maybe, costumes.com.au, and Nathan, they're you guys for costumes. And I wasn't planning on giving myself a shout out, but Adrian insisted. So Alpha Image Concepts on Facebook is a little Facebook page I made for uni and my design work. And like Adrian mentioned, with my monster livery last week, if anyone needs any design work done or help or advice or anything really, you can contact me either there or just on iRacing. And I'm more than happy to help out, because part of why I love iRacing is the customization in the liveries, and every car looks different. And I'd hate for someone to want to have an awesome livery, but they can't do it. So without a bit of help. So if you need anything, yeah, just give me a shout. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Hayden.
Fantastic. That was Hayden Burns there for Selby Motorsports. So giving everyone a bit of an update here on where we're at. We have Scott Tamlin at the moment in the lead in the 111 Elements Motorsport entry, followed by Ewa Aonakopi second now, and looking very strong here for the Blackadder Motorsports. Andrew Kanowski's up to third. Stuart Woods dropped down to fourth position at the moment. He's teamed up with Brad Wooten here, so there's a bit of work for that team to go. Peter Jazenovic is in the 222 car. They're 25 seconds down from the lead at the moment, and quite a bit of work for that car. 6, Brett Garidis, he's teamed up with Gavin Sadler, and as we know, they had a bit of a spin earlier on tonight and recovering from that. Chris Keeping teamed up with Hayden Burns in 7th position now, so they've jumped up a position since we last saw them. Colin Schweck is in 8th position for TD Racing. Jason Bentz for Laser Racing is in 9th, and rounding out our top 10 is John King in the Ford GT3 Blackadder entry, as he just passes his teammate who's being lapped at this stage.
Yeah, so there's still plenty of racing here at the moment. We've got Andrew Kanowski and Stuart Wood, they're battling here at the moment. So a little bit of work, like you said, Bernie, for Stuart to try and get this car back up towards the pointy end of the field. But I think Stuart's job here at the moment looks like, Bernie, is just to bring this car home for Brad to drive it home for them.
Yeah, I think that will be the task, get that car, get him through his stint, keep the car nice and clean, keep it in the top 5, and in touch with the leaders, and just get it back for Brad in one piece, really. Yeah,
that's right. And looks like the field is spread out, but just have a look there, Bernie. See, there's Richard Brookfield, Nathan Apatz, and Nick Rainbird. Looks like there's a little bit of battle going on then with those guys.
Yeah, it's just having a look. That's for 11th, 12th and 13th. So Nick's jumped in the car, Marlon's jumped out, and we saw they had quite a bit of an incident earlier where they hit the fence coming back on the track. But yeah, you're right, Nathan Hapatz is in the battle here, sandwiched between Richard Brookfield and Nick Rainbird.
Yeah, so a little interesting battle here. We'll see how quick these boys go, and see if they put on a little bit of action, or they're just going to be lined astern here and just see where they end up with probably about half an hour to go. Bernie, once again, you know, try and fight near that half hour mark, but we know the boys at the front, they'll race at any stage, won't they?
Yeah, that's right. Any excuse for a race, and well, I guess that's why we call them racing drivers. As we're jumping on board here with Nick Rainbird, and it's starting to look pretty gloomy out there. But of course, it's not going to rain because this is iRacing.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And track temperature's down too, Bernie. It's come down to 25 degrees. I think at the start of the race it was 26. So we'll see if it changes any more. But I think it was last week there we saw it drop 1 degree, and that's where it stayed. So with an overcast day at 22 degrees Celsius air temperature, it could drop as we see a change here.
That was a great undercut, wasn't it, from Nick Rainbird there, starting to pressure Nathan Hapats. Nathan went in hot, and Nick just flicked it back on the inside.
Yeah, good racing there. Unfortunate incident early on, but driving that car quite well, Nick.
Yeah, that's right, and they're sitting in 12th position at the moment. But, you know, the other team we should give a big shout out to is the number 66. They've been in the top 5 all night, but they're finding themselves now up to second position and looking quite strong.
They're doing a great job. You are. He's teamed up with Christian. They've been doing a great job this season, haven't they? I think they've got 2 wins already and a pole, so doing a great job, just driving the car to its limits and getting the results. And with Scott Tamlin, he's doing a fantastic job there, filling in for Gary Hamilton for the next couple of weeks, so he's doing a great job.
Yeah, he certainly is. That lead now 7.7 seconds. But what brought Ewer's car into contention was their fantastic pit stop, folks. 49.2 seconds compared to Scott Tamlin's 54. Stuart Woods and Brad Wooten's stop was 56.1. So that's how he's got that car up into second, all just through great pit strategy there.
Yeah, it looks like Stuart Woods got around Andrew Kanowski too, so there's a change position for that, and he's actually got a bit of a gap on him as well, but doing a great job there as well for TD Racing. Andrew Kanowski and Aaron Osborne, they've been driving this car quite well tonight.
Yeah, they've been again in the top 5 all night. They've kept that car nice and clean and out of trouble, and later on in the race, when other cars start running out of fast repairs, it's going to make a difference for this team, I'm sure about that.
Yeah, certainly will, and we see we've got incident levels that we should be aware of as well. Obviously it caught out 2 drivers last week, and it's easy enough to get a short track if you cut the bus stop and that, Bernie. So I think it's I'm not sure if I heard it was a 30 limit or a 20 limit. I can't be confident on those numbers tonight. Yeah,
I'm hoping it's going to be a 30 limit around here for a 3-hour 15-minute race, but either way, it doesn't take much to jump between 20 and 30 incidents, does it?
Certainly not. I mean, the boys pushed it last week with their incident limit, and it cost a couple of guys. Obviously, I don't think it would have happened if it had the net code, but you've got to give yourself a little bit of allowance so that doesn't happen. But them's the brakes, and we move on, don't we?
Well, that's exactly right. And at the moment, Scott Tamlin is moving on. He's pulled that gap out to 8 seconds now, or just about 8 seconds, and that car's looking extremely strong. Ewa Hanakopi there is holding his own in second position, and then just down the road we have Stuart Wood and Andrew Kanowski here battling it out for third position.
Yeah, so these guys are battling away, and I know they're not they'll keep swapping. They're not being too aggressive, but they will keep swapping spots if they see that one's made a mistake, which is you know, if you got a little bit of momentum, obviously you're going to try and get around and see if you can break them, and hopefully they make another mistake so you can get an even bigger break. But generally these boys only make a small mistake once, and then they're pretty well right for a few more laps, aren't they, Bernie?
Yeah, that's pretty much right. And the other thing they want to do is, that they might battle it out, but they don't want to battle it out too aggressively, because they want to help each other get back up to the front there. And Stewart's got to close 3-second gap up on Ewer, but then he's got to close another 8.2 seconds up to Scott Tamlin. So if they start battling too aggressively, they'll just start sliding backwards.
Yeah, that's right, Benny. We've seen it before, haven't we? You've seen the guys battling away, and they've just drawn in the guy behind them. So obviously you've got to be aware, and with a 3-hour race, you can't be battling all for that 3 hours. Yeah, for the last half an hour, sure, because that's when it's time to get going, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. And it's really pretty much your whole station in these long races for 2.5 hours, and you get 45 minutes to go, and it's all of a sudden go time, and you have to make sure you've got a car underneath you to be able to fight with at the end of these long races.
Yeah, exactly right, Bernie. These long races, you need a clean car. Yes, you do get 2 fast repairs, but you don't want to use them realistically. I mean, you want to make sure that you've got them there for the end of the race, because you never know what goes on. So yeah, you just want to keep pushing away and have a nice clean car by the end of it. Yeah,
that's right. And some of these cars out here, folks, already with an hour and 15 minutes down, hour and 20, have already used their fast repairs up. One car in particular would be the 666 car. We've seen that into the wall heavily twice. No fault of the drivers, it's just the way that car is with losing the back end. Bit of a handful, could be the setup. But they're one entry that's going to have to try to keep that car very clean now for the next 1 hour and 54 minutes.
Yeah, certainly will. As I just click back here to this battle again, Bernie, and Nick's doing a fantastic job. He's now moved up to 11th position, so doing a great job there in that roof at the moment. So good to see he's driving well, and it looks like Nathan's having a go at Richard as well. So still a good little battle back here.
Yeah, and we've just had Ewer Hanakopi, who was in second, loop it there at Newton Corner, as I'm calling it, and that's dropped him down to 4th position now. So that's the first time we've seen a GT3 lose the back end.
A spin. Sorry, Bernie, it just got all caught up here into turn 1. Nick Rainbird just got tapped by, I think it was Richard Brookfield there. So that was a little bit messy getting into turn 1.
You scared the heck out of me there, but we'll have a look at this replay.
I'm sorry for waking up the old man.
No, I was in the middle of talking about another incident when he jumped in, but yeah, that was a pretty big impact, wasn't it? And Nick Rainbird in the 006, they have already used the fast repair, and it looks like they may be using another one.
Yeah, they probably will have to. I don't think that car is driving that nicely. You can see the left side of that car is heavily damaged, and I'm sure he's probably got some steering damage in that.
Yeah, well, we'll jump on board with him and just see if we can see how that car is steering. But either way, he's going to lose a lot of front end slipstream, I guess, from this. Yeah, he's really struggling as he comes into the chicane here. He's having to back it right off.
Yeah, it looks like it's actually pulling to the right, even though the steering is straight here, Bernie. So he's definitely got a lot of mechanical issues there. But is he going to pit, or is he going to try and push it for a few more laps? But it's going to be risky if he keeps going. Yeah, no, he's coming in by looks, Benny. Yeah, he's decided on it. Probably a good call, because that car's just going to be a nightmare to handle around there.
Oh yeah, and you can see from the front end here, it does have a slight crab to it in the damaged steering there. I think that's the same side that was damaged in the last incident, so this will be their second fast repair. So this is another team that's going to have to take it very carefully now for the next 1 hour 51 minutes.
Yeah, such a shame for those boys. They were actually doing quite well. Nick was actually getting up through there quite well, and you know, he was just a little bit slow. Oh, he's got to settle down. He was just taking a little bit slower, driving at his own pace there to once he got in the lead there, and yeah, just got caught up there. So a little bit of a racing incident in my mind there, Bernie.
Yeah, definitely. And Nick Rainbird's just come back out and straight in behind Andrew Kanowski here. Andrew's up into second now because we had Yua Hanakopi spin that car a couple of laps back in Newton Corner, as I'm calling it. But at the moment, Scott Tamlin out here in front in first position and 14-second lead, so they're looking good tonight.
Yeah, they certainly are. So it's off to these boys. They struggled there, and it looks like they got that car repaired there, Bernie, in their pit stop, which is quite a weird one. I wouldn't know if you'd want to repair a car that wasn't that bad in a straight line, but anyways, that was their choice. And yeah, no, they're doing well, aren't they? Out there, got the car seems to be driving well. Scott's driving to a number, and that's what you need your drivers to do, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. And maybe they didn't have the fast repair turned off when they came into the pits, which means they would have automatically used it. But at the moment, Scott Tamlin's in the lead. Second, Andrew Kanowski for TD Racing. Great job there. Yua Hanakopi, who had a spin, is in third, but Stuart Wood now is right behind him and challenging for that position. And then rounding out our top five is Peter Jezinovic for Elements Motorsport in the 222 entry.
Yeah, these guys have been quite lucky too, haven't they, Bernie? The 222 Element Motorsports just had those few spins and dropped them back into fifth, but they haven't gone any further back, and they just haven't gained any either. But you know, at the moment, you know, just keep your head calm and get through this stage, and you know, you've got an hour and 50 minutes to go, so you know, you've still got a bit of time here, and you know, keep the car nice and clean and bring it on for the last half an hour.
Yeah, that's right, and they're 30 seconds down from the leader, but he can, from time to time, they can see Stuart Wood and you are up there in third and fourth, which is going to spur Peter on to keep on pushing. Having a look at his lap times, he did a 1:44.432, so he's pulled in around about 0.2 of a second last lap. But his teammate, Scott Tamlin, last lap was a 1:43.878, and he's the only car out there in the 1:43s.
Yeah, he's done a fantastic job, isn't he, Scott? Definitely got the pace. So we see they're a car short tonight, Bernie. Like we said, we've covered off. Gary's off for about 3 weeks due to an operation. So Scott is filling in for him here in the 111 car and doing a great job.
Yeah, certainly is, and that's one thing this team has, isn't it? They do have quite a good pool of fast drivers, which in this case is definitely paying off with Scott Tamlin there behind the wheel. But we'd also like to give a shout out to Gary and wish you a speedy recovery, mate, and we look forward to seeing you out here again in the coming next 3 weeks, maybe 4.
Yeah, it'd be good to get Gary back. I'm sure he's out there watching tonight, and hey mate, yeah, speedy recovery, buddy, and I hope you're enjoying the race tonight and see that Scott's doing a great job for you.
Yeah, well, if anything's going to help him recover, I reckon seeing his car out there in the lead is going to help, because if they win this, the way things are looking, they will take the lead in the team championship at the moment, because the car they're battling with is Brad Wooten and Stuart Wood, and they're down in 4th position at this stage.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Bernie. Definitely get the jump here and take over the championship. So with only these 5 rounds to go, it's all to play for.
Well, it certainly is. We're getting down the business end of it, and you know, and it goes to show with 6 rounds done, the gap is only 0.75 of a point. That's right, under a 1 point difference after 6 rounds of this great series.
Yeah, it's a big one, Bernie, and those points have worked off our sprint rounds, so they divide them into half sections. So depending on how well you went in your race, you get those points. So that's how we get our decimal points. But at the moment, sitting here with Juha and Stuart is actually starting to close in here. So Stuart's found his feet here, and he's trying to see if he can get past Juha, which is the good news for Andrew, because they'll slow them up a bit and they won't close in on him.
Yeah, that's right. And it took Stuart a few laps to settle in, but he's definitely settled into that number 1 direct clutch motorsport entry here. He is carrying a little bit of front end damage in the left, but it doesn't seem to be slowing him down too much.
No, it doesn't, does it, Bernie? So he's doing a great job, and you know, they're only 3 seconds behind Andrew here at the moment, and it looks like they are gaining in on him. So you know, this could get closed back up again for 2nd position, which is a really good thing for us.
Yeah, that's right, and I just can't get over this gyro cam, seeing how steep these embankments are around Daytona. It really does show the viewers how much of an attitude change these cars have in 1 lap around this great circuit.
Yeah, certainly does. And it's a little note here from Gary, Bernie. He said the op went well and recovering nicely, and he's doing fuel numbers tonight, so he's in there helping the boys with their fuel. So thanks for that, Gary, and hope you're enjoying the race. It looks like a fantastic job as Stuart Wood goes around the outside of Juha here, so he's up into 3rd position, and they should try and start closing in onto 2nd place, because they're not far down the road from him.
Yeah, and that Stuart just answered our question about whether that damage is causing that car any problem with top end speed, and I think the answer is definitely no, it's not.
No, it's not, is it, Bernie? Definitely drove it quite aggressively there, and yeah, he's just moving forward. So there's an extra position for him, so that gets them a little bit closer to that championship round, but we'll see how they go. Like we said, we've got an hour and 45 minutes to go, and they are closing in on Andrew Kanowski here.
Oh, they certainly are. We're looking out of the cockpit here of Stuart Wood's car, and he can definitely see Andrew now, who's just going through the corner ahead of them. That gap at this stage is, let's have a look at it, 2.3 seconds.
Yeah, so they're doing a great job here and isn't in on him. So I think Andrew's doing a great job at the moment, that's for sure. But you know, these guys definitely got a little bit more pace in that BMW, that's for sure.
Yeah, the BMW is looking quite strong out there, isn't it? And as we could see there, Nick Rainbird just tucking in the back there of Andrew. It shows that 006 car does have the pace, doesn't it? He's 1 lap down, but he's definitely got the speed there to be matching it with the guys in the top 5 tonight.
Yeah, the pace is there, just a little bit of hard luck for them tonight. So you know, they're racers, they're going to keep racing, as we can see Andrew in from Stuart's cockpit view, and there's definitely an incentive here for the boys to try and close in and get that position, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, that gap's coming down all the time, isn't it? And while Stuart's pulling in Andrew, he's also pulling Kolpe up here in 4th. So we're going to be in for an interesting battle here in the next half hour.
Yeah, we certainly are, and it's good to see, isn't it, Benny? Viewers are just saying it's good to see 3 different cars in the top 3, so that's for sure. It's good to see that we've got the Rough, the BMW and the Ford GT at the moment.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and it looks forgotten the word. I have another brain fade, but it's looking good for how equal these cars are tonight on this track. And I'm thinking maybe iRacing used this track when they tested the cars to make sure they were all fairly equal in performance.
Hey, you could be right there, Bernie. Who knows? Yeah, they are looking good. You know, we know the BMW is a little bit weak here on power or top line speed, but it's not a slouch tonight, and it looks like Nick's might have got a slowdown there, just cut that bus stop a bit.
Yeah, he got it a little bit squirrely there coming out of the bus stop. He's down on the inside here. Andrew's on the outside. This is not what Andrew wants. As we can see now, Stuart Wood ranging right up on the back of Nick Rainbird here and coming down on the outside. He boxes Nick in. Nick's on the inside. Andrew's in the middle and Stuart comes sweeping through. Oh, that was close.
Oh, great driving there. Good awareness of everyone, and I think that yeah, did hurt Andrew there a bit, but you know, jumping in front of Nick there to try and oh, that's a touch, Bernie. Oh no, that's not good. And another one as well. That's a big one, Bernie. We're gonna have to see that on a replay.
Yeah, that got messy fast, didn't it? We'll come back to this replay and just see exactly what happened here. So as we change camera angles here, we can see Stuart Wood runs up the back of Andrew Kanowski there, turns him around. Ewer's trying to get on the inside, jumps on the brakes, tries to miss Andrew, runs into the back of Stuart and turns him around, and that means is he going to get... Oh, Ewer probably came out of that the best. Him and Nick Rainbird, I think, but that's very costly for Stuart Wood and Andrew Kanowski.
Yeah, certainly is, Bernie. It just looks like Andrew was a little out wide into that hairpin, and Stuart's gone in for the dive there and collected the rear of the BMW there, and unfortunately he got caught by Yuha, and it looks like they've lost out of this the biggest, because they're now down in P5. So Peter Jezvanovic is up into 4 there, so a bit of patience there, and those guys have gained that position.
Yeah, that's right, and the 222 is back up in the top 4, and as you said, Stuart Wood's down in 5th. He's got a Selby Motorsports entry. That might be Nathan Hapatz there right behind him at the moment. No, it's not. It would be the other one, the number 80 of Hayden Burns there. That's not 4th position. But I'll tell you what, Hayden's looking racy too, isn't he? It's a pity that car is 1 lap down at this stage.
Yeah, he certainly is racy, and it's like they've done a swap there, Benny. So it looks like they've brought in Yuha in the Blackadder Motorsports car, and they've changed drivers, so they must have used a quick repair, so there might have been a little bit of damage to that car.
And I'll tell you what, these guys at 1 lap down, they're racing just as hard with these guys, just as if they're on the same lap here, and they're not giving them any quarter, are they? They're just really pushing hard tonight. But at the moment, Scott Tamlin doing a great job here. He's stretched that lead out to 31 seconds now after that contact further down the field. Andrew Kanowski's up into 2nd position, but Peter Jezvanovic is right on him now and closing in fast.
Yeah, and this car here was way back in 5th position with a few incidents early on in the stint, so for that big incident happened there, they've gained immensely here, and they're going to get 2nd position, because we know that rough is just so quick in a straight line, isn't it?
Oh, they're so slippery, and so there we go. The 222 is back up into 2nd position. It took them a while to recover, but they're back now, and so that's Element Motorsports 1 and 2 with an hour and 37 minutes to go. Yep,
so two roughs in the lead, and BMW 3rd, which is, if you asked me tonight, Bernie, would we see a BMW in 3rd position tonight, I would have said only if the pit stops were happening. So there you go, we've got a BMW in 3rd.
Yeah, we certainly do. So if we have a look at our results page at the moment, the breakdown of cars, we've got the roughs for Elements Motorsports 1 and 2, then a BMW, Direct Clutch Motorsports Ford GT3 fourth, then another BMW, then another Ford GT3. So looking at the breakdown, we've got 4 roughs in the top 10, 4 Ford GT3s in the top 10 and 1 BMW. Two BMWs.
Yeah, we've got, how's that, Colin Schweck. These guys started 19th, Bernie. They're up into 5th, so doing a great job at the moment.
Yeah, it's a great job for TD Racing, and it really shows how far they're coming to have the only 2 BMWs in the top 10, one in 3rd with Andrew Kanowski behind the wheel and Colin Schweck. And we saw these guys driving through the field. They pretty much started, 19th tonight, and they're back up to 5th.
Yeah, doing a great job, aren't they? So good to see as still here riding with Peter, and Andrew hasn't backed off from it at all. He's only a second behind, but doing a great job there, keeping the car clean. Just had that little incident there early on with these front runners, so I think he's come out of this a little bit better than what he was thinking, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's right, and right behind Andrew, he's now got a very fast Hayden Burns here, who's extremely keen to get past these guys to try and get that car back on the lead lap. And of course tonight, because we don't have live race control, there won't be any safety cars, so he's really got to do this on the track.
Yeah, he certainly does, Bernie. It's one of these things with this league is that there's no race control. They hand out penalties post-race, so you know, which is fair enough. Because these boys want to race as well, so they race when the race is on, and then they're officials after the race. So hats off to them.
Yeah, that's right. And again, as I said earlier, Andrew does not want to be. He was tangling with Nick Rainbird earlier, and now he's got Hayden Burns all over him. So, but you know, you can't really just let him by because he's trying to pull Peter Zinovich in at the moment at the same time. But Hayden just goes straight past and starts looking at trying to get Peter next.
Yeah, certainly racy Hayden. He's got the moto going here. I think they're a little bit disappointed at the moment. They're back down into 11th, so something's happened to that car recently, so it's a bit of a shame to see him that far down at the moment.
Yeah, that's right, because they were in the top 10 earlier on tonight, and you know, they definitely do have the pace, and some of our viewers might be wondering, well, why is a car racing being a lap down making such a pain of themselves? But I guess the answer is he's definitely got that pace, and if you've got the pace, you might as well use it. It's nothing worse than having to sit behind slower cars just because you're a lap down.
I think the reason why he might have a bit of a here, Bernie, is because Hayden wasn't in the car. He was up here having the interview. So they've had a pit stop recently, and he's got fresh tyres on that car. So that's why he's a little bit racier than the other guys around him. Yeah,
exactly right. And he's lapping at the moment in the 144.447s. So he's only 2/10 off the race leader speed of a 144.241.
Yeah, no, he's doing a great job, isn't he? So in there and trying to get this car around, you know, while the sun is shining, you may as well get this car going, eh?
Oh, definitely, and he's definitely making that car go as he's now pulling on the inside of Peter Zinovich. It's going to, gee, he goes deep under brakes in there. That's an unbelievable move into the chicane through there, or the bus stop.
Yeah, he's done a great move there, hasn't he? Just dove that car in there and showed his attention. So great job there by Hayden.
Yeah, that's right. Now he's got 34 seconds to make up on Scott Tamlin. That's going to be quite a bit of a task here. As we can see now, Peter's in the pits. Oh, I tell you what, who was that? Andrew flew into the pits. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a speeding penalty for that.
Yeah, we'll come down to see who was, you know, how quick he was going in, but he'll come down on the timer, that's for sure, Bernie.
Yeah, that's right. And
he overshot it.
Yeah, sorry about that. He's overshot that, so that's going to cost him. Stuart Wood's also in the pits.
Now change your driver, so Aaron's back in that car too, Bernie. And Christopher Osborne's jumped into the Ford GT, Bernie. There's a surprise. I didn't see him come into the room, but this is going to throw a little spanner into the works, that's for sure.
It certainly is. Having Christopher out there now, he's going to be pushing, and we know how fast he is. So I tell you what, that's going to really throw a spanner in the works amongst the other teams here.
Well, it certainly is. As Adam's out. He's into the car now, so he's off and racing as his teammate is driving around him, putting him a lap down. But obviously these guys have got a pit yet, so yeah, we'll see how well they go from here.
Now Aaron Osborne's jumped back in the car, replacing Andrew Kanowski, and as we can see, Christopher Osborne's just leaving the pits now. They had quite a big stop, 61.6 second stop there. So, yeah, that's quite slow for that team.
Yes, certainly is a big one there, Bernie. Surprising, they're having long stops here tonight, and usually they're the guys that are on the money with their stops. So, yeah, I'm surprised on how long they stop for, but we know how quick he is in the car, so it won't take long for Chris to make up that time on track, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's right, and we can see here the 111 and 222 are once again on the same part of the track here, separated by I think a lap now, aren't they? But Scott Tamlin will have to bring that car into the pits.
Yeah, and I don't think it'll be that far away, Bernie, to be quite honest. If these guys have pitted already, I can't see it being too much longer before he brings it into the pit lane.
Yeah, well, he knows the other guys have come into the pits last lap. It's now a matter of whether they choose to react to that. But, you know, he's got a 34-second gap buffer, but if these guys start putting in fast laps, it's going to erode pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah, that's it. You know, if Adam here is a little bit quicker, you know, Scott could jump in behind him and use Adam's toe and help him go around a little bit quicker in the older tyres.
Yeah, that's right, and you can use Adam as a bit of a barometer to see how much quicker these cars are on fresh tyres compared to himself. And no doubt they've got Gary in the background there crunching all the numbers on that car, and I'd say Scott's driving to a number at this point in time. But looking at his times, he's doing a 1:44.907, so he's still getting a good pace out of that car.
He certainly is, isn't he? And little update here too, Bernie. It looks like Chris hasn't actually turned the lap around Daytona this week, so this is his first time tonight out on the racetrack. So if he gets up there on a podium, I think there'll be a few guys going, I don't like this bloke. He's too good for us.
Yeah, especially if he does it without any practice. So it's quite a surprise here seeing Christopher here tonight, but it's great to see him here all the same, and no doubt they're feeling they need to get their fastest guys in that car to get the best result possible to try to protect that lead they've got.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Bernie, and I wasn't sure, but I thought I saw a car in the fence there, but may have just disappeared. Oh, yep, we do have a car there. It was Jason Bentz there, Bernie, for the Laser Racing, JFFracing.com car there, Bernie. So bit of a hard luck there for those guys.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that in a moment, and as you can see, our race leader Scott Tamlin is now in the pits, so we'll see what sort of a pit stop this team makes, and we can see the bent up car there of Jason Bentz, which we'll come to that replay shortly. So we've got Baden Reed back in the car. Where's his teammate Adam Newton? He's where are they? Just coming through the infield now. So he's going to come out of here with plenty of time to spare, I'm sure.
Yeah, so Christian is the car that we've got to keep an eye on, and he's now on the main straightaway at the moment, so he's just turned into turn 1 now, Bernie. Oh no, sorry, he was at the bus stop, my apologies.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I'm out of sync here, but Baden Reed's just coming out of the pits now, a 52.3 second stop. And Colin Schweck is coming, he hasn't stopped yet, has he? But he's going to take the lead of this race.
Yeah, I don't think Colin's had a stop yet, Bernie, so a good job there by the Schweck boys tonight. Just driving this car nice and cleanly and worked their way up, so if they said that they were going to lead the race at one stage, I don't think they would have believed you.
Yeah, maybe not, but they are leading the race. This will be the first lap a BMW has led tonight, if they can get it around one lap without Baden spoiling the party here in second position. Having a look at where Christian Challoner is at the moment, and I'll try and get you folks a gap here. So the gap is 21 seconds up to Colin Schweck, back to Christian Challoner at this point in time.
Yeah, so it's quite a substantial gap there, so a little bit of work there Christian needs to do. See Adam Newton, he's only 8 seconds down the road from that, and then you've got Aaron Osborne, he's 3 seconds behind Adam there, so just a little bit of work there to be done by the boys. Yeah,
and it looks like we have had one retirement, and that is Martin Davies in the 666. We saw that car in trouble earlier on tonight and hard into the wall a few times, and it looks like unfortunately they've called it a night.
Yeah, probably hit the wall again there, Bernie, and yeah, just said, well, that's enough for us tonight. And you know, sometimes you just got to say enough's enough, and there we go. The Schweck boys have had led a race this season, Bernie. It's been a while since they've been up near the front.
Certainly has, and that is the first lap of a BMW Z4 leading a lap tonight at Daytona. Having a look at the numbers here, folks, as we said, Colin Schweck, our current leader, has led a lap. Baden Reed in the 111 entry behind them, that car has led for 35 laps tonight. Christian Challoner in the 66, that car has led for 1 lap tonight, and the 222 has led for 16 laps. So it's really the majority of this race has been going to Element Motorsports.
Yeah, it certainly has, Benny, and you know, these boys have definitely put a lot of practice in, I think, and got their cars set up where they need to, but just struggling a little bit here, Baden, or he's not pushing to get around Colin at the moment and just hoping he'll go, but looks like he's going to dive in now and got the slipstream and going to get this pass done at the bus stop.
Yeah, he might have been trying to save a bit of fuel there, but he's decided it's time to go. And sorry folks, I was just eating a biscuit. But Baden Reed now takes that lead back from Colin Schweck, who's in second, and he's coming in the pits now.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting where they rejoin in this from that. So it was a little bit of a strategy, and I'm sure they're going to have to put a bit of fuel in this too, Bernie, with an hour and 20 minutes. So are they going to try and push this car to the end? That's going to be the question.
Yeah, well, an hour and 22 to go. They're going to have to push it a long way if they're going to get that to the end. And Christian Challoner just goes through now to take second. Colin's still in there. At the moment, he's down to fourth.
And no driver swap either, Bernie. So Colin's in this car again. So we'll see how this pans out. Maybe they will stop again, and Tim's going to take over for the last bit of the race. But definitely packing it full of fuel to it at the moment.
certainly are. And John King's come into the pits. He's been replaced by Paul Rogers there in the 68 entry. And yeah, Colin's going to double stint this. So at the moment they're sitting down in 7th position as we jump back to our leader Baden Reed here in the 111 Elements Motorsports entry. Doing a great job there. He's got a lead of 20 seconds back to Christian Challoner, and then Christian Challoner has a lead of 8 seconds back to the 222 Elements Motorsports car with Adam Newton back behind the wheel there. And then 4th we have Aaron Osborne for TD Racing, and doing a great job. And then rounding out our top 5 is Christopher Osborne, who is 46 seconds down from the lead at this stage.
There's a lot of time there to be gained, Bernie, so it's going to be a bit of a struggle for these boys.
Yeah, it certainly is, but we've also got Hayden Burns. He's back on the lead lap, and he's currently sitting in 6th position.
Yeah, doing a fantastic job, isn't he, Bernie? So we're good to see him, and I think these guys need that little bit of boost to push them forward for that momentum till the end of the season, that's for sure.
Yeah, they definitely did. And catching up with Colin Schweck, he's currently in 8th position. His pit stop was 54.9 seconds. So that entry was leading up until pit stops, but 8th position now in front of his teammate Tim Bellinger in 9th.
Yeah, it's looks like Tim's been driving this race all by himself so far, so he's been putting in a solid effort at the moment.
Yeah, well, Tim's had quite a big day, hasn't he? Because he came 3rd in the Open Star Mazda Australian Championship today, so he's been putting in the laps, that's for sure.
Yeah, he certainly has. So you know, putting in the effort here tonight as well. So that's a big job by anyone to keep pushing. And you know, my hat's off to all the guys that do that or that have run this series on the endurances by themselves, which they're allowed to do at least once through the series. So it's not an easy task, I don't think. Bernie sitting there for 3 odd hours solidly throughout the race.
No, that's right. But I guess, you know, Tim is a truck driver by trade, I think, so he's probably used to sitting behind the wheel for a long time during the day.
Yeah, you'd be right there, Bernie. He is a truck driver, so yeah, he sits behind that steering wheel for quite an amount of hours at a time. So yeah, you'd be right. He'd be used to it.
Yeah, but I bet you his truck's not quite as racy as this BMW is, but you know, he's still doing a great job out there, sitting in 9th at this stage.
Yeah, good effort for the boys so far, top 10, and it looks like there's 3 of those cars in the top 10, so if the team can finish off like that tonight, it's going to be great for the team, and I reckon they'll be pretty chuffed with that result if they can.
Yeah, well, they've got Aaron Osborne's leading the way for TD Racing on the 737 car, sitting there in 4th position, and then 747 is in 8th, followed by Tim back there in 9th. So yeah, 3 cars in the top 10.
So we've got a bit of a field at the moment, Bernie, except for, let's have a look, Mr. Paul Mansell here is in a 3-way battle. He's actually getting hounded here at the moment by Marlon, so a bit of a tough work out here for the boys back here, but they keep trotting along, so it's good to see.
Yeah, and this is for position. They're racing for 16th position at the moment. Michael Hammond's in 15th, so that's why Marlon's pushing so hard as we're looking at the back of Paul Mansell's car, and we can see now Marlon starting to get into that slipstream.
Yeah, so we're getting racing back here, Bernie. It's good to see that the boys are still racing back here, and it, you know, it's not finished until it's finished, that's for sure. So they're certainly working hard here and trying to get some more positions.
Yeah, well, Paul Hammond's just in front of them, and He's in 15th, so this is a great three-way battle here for 15th, 16th and 17th.
Yeah, certainly is, Bernie. Sorry about that. Just got taken away for a second, but as we can see here, they're going to go 3 wide. No, 2 wide. Marlon thought better of it as we get in here, turn 1, and we've got Paul Mansell. He's going to take that position, so a good drive there, Bernie, from that far back.
Certainly was, and I was expecting the roughs to use that slipstream, but Paul's definitely very handy, as he now has Paul, who's that Michael Hammond on the inside of him and taking that back. Marlon's on the now following through. Marlon's just got nowhere to go, has he?
No, he's trying to get through, but it keeps getting blocked, so he keeps trying there, but Mansell's still focused here on Michael Hammond at the moment, and that's where his target is. He doesn't care what Marlon's doing at the moment.
Yeah, that's right, and Marlon was getting a run, but he just got boxed in, but he might have a bit better luck this time. But saying that, Paul Mansell's pretty handy behind the wheel of that BMW.
No, he's doing a good job, and here Marlon's just trying to get around him, but just can't seem to do it. So he's having a look on the inside. He's got a little bit of front end damage there too on that rough at the moment, Bernie.
Yeah, well, he just gave Paul a bit of a love tap there as we were riding on board there, so he's saying, hey, I'm here, I want to get through, and of course Paul's going, well, good luck with that.
Yeah, you're going to have to work for it, but they're certainly working for it at the moment, but Marlon here should have the draft from the other rough behind as Paul's tried to go back in, but it just seems like that BMW's a little bit quicker in a straight line than these 2 roughs, so setups aren't quite the same here back here, Bernie.
Definitely not, and again Marlon gets boxed in. Paul Mansell on the outside here. He's trying to get around Michael Hammond. Oh man, this is good racing.
Yeah, Marlon just got a little bit wiggly there, and it's sort of Paul there for a moment, so this will be back on again, so looks like Marlon's right on the back of Michael here.
He certainly is, and he's going to be pretty keen to get through if he can on this back straight, because right behind him he's got Paul Mansell putting the pressure on.
Yeah, so this is a good little battle here at the moment, and you know it might be at the back of the field, but to them they're still racing, and they're racing hard, and it's really good to see.
Well, that's exactly right, and it doesn't matter where they are on the track. If they're having a great battle, that's what iRacing's all about, isn't it?
Oh, that's right, Benny. You know, we all go in there to have a race and make sure we're enjoying our racing, and that's what you're trying to do. And if you get a win out of it, well, for me, it's a bonus. So that's what I look at for iRacing. I mean, there's other guys out there that are interested in winning all the time, and that's fine. That's what you're supposed to do as a race car driver. But for me, it's more for the battle and just enjoy the racing that's produced from it.
Yeah, that's exactly it, and we can see now Marlon's getting a run again on Michael Hammond, looking to the outside here, and as they come into turn 1, Michael Hammond's going pretty deep here and holding his own. Marlon's having to tuck back in.
Yeah, just couldn't get around him. It just seems like maybe a little bit more downforce on that rough than they needed, or you know, just getting these cars set up, just can't seem to get around, can he?
No, he can't, but he is carrying quite a lot of damage down that left-hand side, and that might just be affecting the aero of that car. As in the background we could see one of the Selby Acoustics cars there spinning. Might have been Hayden Burns there having a bit of a spin, but we'll jump back here because Mullen is now looking on the back of Michael, but he can't do it, and that's bringing Paul Mansell back into the equation.
Yeah, it certainly is. You know, we see this time in, time out, 2 cars are battling, and it just seems to drag that other car up. Certainly seems like it's really weird, isn't it? Like that BMW is just hanging on to the coattails here, and Marlon's having a look on the outside. Are they going to go too wide into the bus stop? No, thought better of it, which is a good move.
Yeah, that's probably a sensible move, but all along, Paul's back here, just hanging on to their coattails, and every now and again he closes up. But once again, Marlon McMullen goes to the outside. Michael Hammond on the inside. Who's going to come out in front as they come into turn one this time?
As you see, Paul's got a good run here. He's used the draft. He's closed back up onto these guys coming into turn one. Oh, Marlon gets a bit twitchy.
Yeah, that's going to make him very vulnerable here to Paul Mansell as they go side by side through the chicane into turn two here, I think it is.
Right, so a little bit more work again for Marlon. He's got to try and this car back up there and try and get around Michael. So great driving here at the moment, Bernie.
Certainly is. I just think he just doesn't have the aero left on that car to be able to take advantage of it down that straight.
I think you could be right there, Benny. It does look second hand down that side, doesn't it? It's probably just affecting that car. It's that enough where it can't be slippery all the way down.
Yeah, that's right. And that car will have used all its fast repairs. They might have one left, but I'd be surprised. So I'd say they're just now got to make good with what they've got with an hour and 10 minutes to go of this race.
Yeah, I'd say you'd be right with that, Bernie. With that much damage, that should be repaired. I say they've hit the wall at some stage and caved stove that right-hand side in at some point. So, doing a good job. It's still racy enough, but yeah, just cannot get around the car in front of it.
Yeah, looking a bit further up the field here, folks. Gavin Sadler's now closed up on the back of Colin Schweck, and they're battling for 7th and 8th. As we can see now, Gavin getting the toe up this front straight.
And it looks like Tim is out of the car there, Bernie. It's like Pat's jumped in, so we've got a driver change. So that means that Pat's probably going to end up driving this thing home.
Yeah, Pat O'Hara's in 13th at the moment, but at the moment just focusing here on the number 17 with Gavin Sadler. And that GT3, it's starting to come good at this time of the race.
Yeah, Gavin's doing a great job, isn't he? He's driving the car quite well. He must be enjoying this GT, and I'm sure he's enjoying the fact that he can just race these days instead of worrying about too much of the admin work that goes along with running a series.
Yeah, that's right. George Fullerton's taken on a lot of the administration and running of this series to free Gavin up just so he can go and enjoy his motor racing for a bit, which is well deserved because he's done so much for the iRacing community for the last number of years. But it looks like your mate is in the green room, so we might bring him up and you can have a bit of a chat with him.
Yeah, no worries, Benny. Hey Tim, welcome to the commentary booth tonight. Bit of a hard start there for you early on.
Yeah, mate, I buggered it up. I finally cleared some traffic and hit the qualifying brake mark, which didn't work with a full tank of fuel. I'm just glad I didn't hit anyone else. So, but well, we're getting there.
Yeah, so you had quite a long stint, a big double stint there, mate, and Pat's in the car to bring it home.
Yeah, when I come in for the second pit stop, we put Pat in the car. His clutch wouldn't work, so we had to pull him back out and had to jump back in. So here we go from here.
Oh, okay, man. So the technical issue, I think we've got to have to get onto these mechanics in TD Racing because it seems like we're having a few mechanical errors in the pedal situation at the moment.
Oh, there's no mechanics left to sack. I got rid of them all half an hour ago, so we were right.
Yeah, fair enough. How's the race panning out for you guys personally?
Oh, yeah, no, we're just doing the laps now and see how we go. We're trying to cut it out with one trying to cut an extra pit stop out, but haven't been able to do it. So yeah, we've got one more pit stop to go, splash and dash, and we'll see how we go.
Yeah, good. And you see that one of your cars there have actually led a lap tonight.
No, I haven't had a chance to catch up with anything actually, mate. As soon as I finished that 2 odd hours, I just did. I had to get up and go for a walk, and just sat back down. So.
Yeah, the Colin Schweck and Timothy Schweck, they've actually led a lap in the race, so they've took that BMW up there and led a lap around Daytona tonight.
Ah, that's good to hear. Hopefully we'll lead in the last one too. It'd be nice.
Yeah, Adam, Aaron and Andrew at the moment, they're in 5th position. They've been racing pretty well there tonight.
Yeah, like we've been struggling all week trying to get some straight line speed out of the car, as you all know. It's a bit slow on a straight line, but like I noticed when I was racing Black out of there, Braith Myra, before every time he pulled out the draft, he went backwards. So we must have done something right with the setup, and it seems to be working. So yeah, a little way to go. We'll just see how we go and play it by ear.
And the racing tonight seems pretty clean and friendly. It hasn't been hectic this week.
No, been very respectful, mate. Everyone's done the right thing, and yeah, it's been great. The lap cars have been brilliant, and even the guys racing each other, giving each other heaps of room, so can't complain at all. It's been brilliant tonight.
Yeah, no, it's a little bit different too. Tonight, I see the track temperature is quite low, so it's a bit unusual for you guys to get a nice low track temperature tonight.
Yeah, it was like turning up to an igloo, mate. It was brilliant, but I guess from the BMW point of view, we're probably hoping for slightly higher track temperatures. So, you know, with the roughs and that chewing out their rears a bit quicker, but yeah, it didn't happen. So yeah, just got to go with what we got. But it's going all right. You know, the whole team as a whole, we're all doing okay. So Pat and I are fighting back. We'll see how we go at the end.
Yeah, no, awesome, mate. And it's good to see that team's doing well. So hopefully we can see that car of yours get up there a little bit further and have a good result for you guys. I'll hand you quickly over to Bernie, see if he's got a couple of questions for you, but no, doing well, mate, and catch up with you later.
No worries, thanks, mate.
Yeah, Tim, it's great to see you guys having a strong run out there. I think you've got the TD cars in the, all three are in the top 10, but Colin Schweck leading a lap around Daytona, and that's the only BMW tonight to lead the way, so must be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, Andrew and Aaron, Pat and myself, we put hundreds of laps into trying to get this set up to somewhere where it'll go on a straight line, and you know, the boys are driving them brilliantly. I just made that slight mistake at the start, probably 4 laps too early, which is going to kill us, but overall we're pretty happy with the way things are going, and you know, team's heading in the right direction.
Yeah, it definitely is, and we've got a big spin down here on the front there. That was Paul Mansell, I think. Sorry about that. We'll get back to you in a minute, Tim. I think Paul Mansell's had a big lose here on the main straight. So we'll jump back onto that in a moment. Before we do though, Tim, we might get you to give a bit of a shout out to your sponsors.
Yeah, just big thanks to GLW Freight Managed, all the boys from TD Racing, and getting a 3rd and 4th there this afternoon. The Star Mazda race was brilliant. Yeah, but 22 laps of bench steering and then 2.5 hours tonight. I'm a bit buggered now, but yeah, thanks to you guys in particular, everyone at IRFF and everyone watching at home, and hope you all have a great night.
Yeah, thanks for that, and yeah, congratulations on the form finish earlier today in the Open Star Mazda Australian Championship. It's great to see your team getting into that series as well.
No worries, Bernie. Thank you very much for that. And have a great call, boys. I'll see you later, AJ, and thanks for everything you do for us, Bernie. It's much appreciated. Happy birthday, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, mate. 21 yet again, as I say to everyone.
Oh, I thought it was 19. I got it all wrong.
Oh, yeah, you know, I'm pretty immature, so I can often pass as a 19-year-old, I guess.
Oh, well, that helps you put up with us then.
Yeah. So, folks, that was Tim Ballinger, but we're just having a look further back. I'm pretty sure it was Paul Mansell having quite a big moment there on that front straight 1 lap ago, and I'm just going to see if we can find out exactly what went wrong there. It looks like Michael Hammond's also been involved in this.
Yeah, Benny, I believe they were racing earlier on, and maybe it just got a little bit messy there at the end.
Oh, it got a lot messy there. It's on the main straight there. Michael Hammond's got into the side of Paul Mansell and spun him around, and he's lucky to keep that off the wall. But what's happened to Mike? Oh, and Michael Hammond's actually hit right in behind the safety car there. So I'll have a look at this from Michael Hammond's point of view. That was a great recovery there by Paul Mansell, but Michael Hammond's blowing that motor and in all sorts of pain at the moment.
Yeah, Benny, that was quite a big incident, and they're at high speeds there too, so definitely going to hurt a car at some stage or another, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're just having another look at this from Michael Hammond's point of view. We can see Paul Mansell there spinning. Great job to keep that off the fence, but unfortunately Michael Hammond, he is not quite so lucky as he comes flying in right in the wall and into the back of that safety car. So it looks like we're going to need a new safety car. So that's going to shake things up a little bit up the front there, isn't it? So at the moment, having a look at our... we have Baden Reed out front at the moment in the lead. 23-second gap back to Christian Challoner for Blackadder Motorsport in second. Third, Adam Newton, the 222 car. The majority of the laps have been led by this car and the leader, Baden Reed, 111 entry. Between them, they have now led 64 laps of this race out of 75. Christopher Osborne is sitting back there in fourth, 46 seconds off the lead, followed by Colin Schweck. He's just made a move on Hayden Burns, or Hayden Burns in fact is, yes he has, he's past Hayden Burns, he's slipped back to sixth. Seventh is Gavin Sadler now fighting for that position. Aaron Osborne is running in 8th position. 9th we have Matthew Dignam and Sean O'Brien in a quite damaged rough there in 10th position.
Yeah, so looks like Aaron's dropped down a bit there, Bernie. He's dropped a long way down, so I'm not sure what happened to him. But good to see that, you know, Christopher is up there in the fourth now. He's still a while back there now. He's got 20 seconds to gain on to Adam. So with 60 minutes to go, that's still a lot of time to gain.
Yeah, still quite a lot of time. I'm just having a look at the replays here to see what has happened to Aaron. He's... it looks like he's come unstuck on lap 71, so we're just jumping back here to see if we can see what's gone on here. Oh yeah, he's spun and he's hit the wall. He's hit the wall big time there, coming out of turn 1, and severely damaged the front of that car. He's since, looks like, jumped into the pits and had that car repaired, but yeah, turn 1's claimed another victim.
Oh, such a shame. Those guys were doing such a job to get up there, and oh yeah, he's just not. Yeah, he's just all out of shape getting in there, wasn't he?
Yeah, it looks like that BMW thought it was a bit of a rough there, and he's lost the back end there trying to get on the gas, and unfortunately just spun him into the wall there. But it was a heavy hit. But still, they're circulating out there on the lead lap in 8th position, and we've just got under an hour to go in tonight's race.
Yeah, he's in danger of going a lap down, but in saying that too, Bernie, I'm not sure if these guys can go without stopping one more time. So with his accident then, that could have been his final stop, so he should be good to go for these last 57 minutes.
Yeah, that's right. He did do a 33.7 second stop, so it looks like the team has decided to use the fast repair, throw tyres on, fill her up. So yeah, he should just about be able to get to the end here with a bit of fuel saving, because we've got 57 minutes to go. It's going to be tight for that car, but at the moment I think you're right, Baden Reed is going to have to take another stop, as is all the other cars that are currently circulating out there.
Yeah, and there'll be one bloke that could tell us if he would like to, but I'm sure he'll keep his cards close to his hands at the moment. That'll be Gary, seeing he's sitting there watching the broadcast tonight, and he's doing the fuel numbers here for the lead team at the moment. So it'll be quite interesting. But I'd definitely reckon that they've got to stop one more time, Bernie.
Yeah, well, I reckon if Gary does tell us, whatever he tells us, mate, we just think the opposite, because no doubt he'd be foxing, and I wouldn't blame him at this point in the race. Baden Reed leading the way, 25-second gap back to Christian Challoner. And as I said, you know, this car has led for 51 laps out of the 78.
Yeah, certainly has, isn't it? Just checking to see, is that? Oh no, it must have been the yeah, it was the sister car to the other Blackadder. So poor old Adam here is at the moment in between a Blackadder sandwich, and he's racing the one in front of him at the moment. So he's reasonably close. He should be actually gaining here coming up onto the oval part of the track. Geez, it feels like a long night tonight, Bernie. I'm definitely feeling it tonight. It's been a big day.
It certainly has, and for the viewers out there, this is my third broadcast for the day, your second one for the day. So, as always, when we get these triple headers, it is definitely a big day. Probably by the time we add all this up, I reckon we would have broadcast today for nearly 8 hours. So that's a full work day. Good way to spend a Sunday, I guess.
Yeah, certainly, Bernie. Yeah, I've had a race as well, so it's been a big day for both of us, and yeah, I'm just starting to feel the effects of it just now. So I'm just struggling a little bit, but I'll be right to go. As looks like Christian's given Adam the move there, so Element Motorsports are 1-2 again, Bernie.
Yeah, and it's taken a while to recover that car, but they've definitely recovered it now. 24 seconds down, and but this must make Baden feel good to know that he's got his teammate Adam Newton covering his back there, and a great recovery drive there. But Christian Challoner now in third position, and then Christopher Osborne is sitting down here in fourth. And he just doesn't seem to be able to close that gap. But saying that, he hasn't turned a lap round here, so what a fantastic drive he's doing tonight.
Yeah, certainly is, Ben. He's doing just a 44 flat, so he did a 44.1, so they're not shabby lap times, that's for sure. So, you know, he'll keep plugging away. He won't give up, and he just definitely wants to try and get this car up near the front, because they're definitely going to lose some points here tonight to Element Motorsports 111 car tonight.
Yeah, well, looking at the fastest lap here, it does go to Christopher Osborne. He did a scorching 1:43.142 tonight, so he is really pushing that car.
Yeah, and as he does all the time, doesn't he, Bernie? He can definitely steer these cars quite quickly, so impressed with the skill that he possesses. Sometimes jealous, but then again, you know, you can't be always jealous of someone just because they can drive a car quicker than you. You just got to admire them, and congratulations on the mighty effort that they do.
Yeah, well, rumour has it that Mr. Osborne isn't actually a human being, but he's actually an algorithm that the team rolls out and throws into this simulation.
Well, that might explain a few things, Bernie, that's for sure.
So that's the rumour we're going to start to spread then. Of course, we'll be wrong, because no doubt Christopher will come up and have a chat with us at some point.
Yeah, sure, and little bit of feedback here from Gary. He reckons 2 more stops, and I don't think that's going to happen. But anyway, it would definitely going to have 1 more. That's for sure, Bernie. So when it's going to come down to the teams and what they think they'll want to do with it. And obviously, you probably want to do it so that you get the best out of the tyres, because you definitely want to throw some tyres on there and drive it hard and as fast as you can to the end.
Yeah, you beat me to it. I was going to say 2 stops. Okay, that means they can either get to the end or they're going to have 1 stop definitely at this stage.
Yeah, that's right, Bernie.
It's great to have a guy on the inside that gives us all the information, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, it gives us the information. Doesn't mean to say it's right. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's great to hear from Gary as he's recovering from his surgery there and doing a great job managing the team tonight and crunching all the numbers.
Yeah, that's right. It's always good to have someone up there, and it makes it a little bit stress-free for the drivers, and I'm sure he'd appreciate that just as much as everyone else. Oh, geez, Christian really drove down in there. So looks like the Fords can actually get into the corners a lot better than those Roughs. So
yeah, it's surprising considering the size of these cars, but this car is the most improved for the season as far as GT3s go. But I was just going to get back to that comment about managing. I think for these long races, you really do need to have someone that can manage the team, crunch the numbers, work out all the strategy, and not only that, but keep an eye on the opposition and what they're doing. Because when you're driving out there, you're pretty much only focused on where you are on the track.
yeah, that's right. And the other thing too is like anything, these guys put down a strategy even before they get into the room, so that they have an idea of what they're doing. But if something goes wrong, you really need another head up there to try and help with an alternative strategy if it sort of goes pear-shaped from the beginning.
That's right, and Gavin Sadler's just come in the pits. He was weaving that car, so it looks like he might have been out of fuel there, but he has made it to the stop. And with 50 minutes to go now, he should be able to make it to the end.
Yeah, that's right, Bernie. So they've pushed it as far as they could on fuel, and that's the name of the game, is to try and get there on the least amount of fuel, but at least you make it on the least amount. If you run out before you finish, that's when it'll get a little bit embarrassing.
That's right, and it looks like Gavin is going to stay in that car to the end of the race, so we'll just keep an eye on that. 40-second stop. Looks like they just changed the tyres.
Yeah, definitely need a new set of boots, that's for sure, just to keep the car under you with a bit of fuel in it.
Yeah, that's right. So while that stop's going through, folks, our top 10, Baden Reed, quite a convincing lead, 23 seconds for Element Motorsports, followed by his teammate Adam Newton in the 222 entry. Christian Challoner, Blackadder Motorsports, he's right behind Adam now, and looking quite racy indeed, so that's great for Blackadder. Christopher Osborne has the fastest lap of the race and doing a fantastic job for Direct Clutch Services. This team's actually put 3 drivers in this car, and I'd say they're the only team that has done that tonight. Colin Schweck is in 5th position for TD Racing, followed by Hayden Burns, who's now coming in the pits in the number 80. So we're at pit strategy time. Matthew Dignam for Next Level Racing Pagnian is in 7th position, with Paul Rogers, Blackadder Motorsport, in 8th. Followed right behind him now, Aaron Osborne for TD Racing in 9th, recovering from that accident probably 5 laps ago. And Lewis Kugeley for Blackadder Motorsport rounds out our top 10.
As we just saw Christian dive into the pits there, so they're coming in for their pit stop, Bernie. So the guys are having a mixed result here, but obviously it's going to come down to where they feed out after they've had all of their stops.
Yeah, well, that's right, and Hayden Burns is looks like he's going to take that car to the end. They're throwing tyres on it at the moment. He hasn't got out of the car, but and it looks like Christian Challoner's out of that car. I'm just seeing Ewa Hanakopi is going to take that car to the end.
Yeah, they're sharing the drive tonight, and Yuha is no slouch, so there's no drama there. And looks like they've made a decision with Hayden. Looks like he's been the guy to run here tonight. He's probably a little bit quicker than his teammate, and they've said, right, you man, you're driving to the end. So you know, you always got to try and see how you go, and you look at that, and that's how you change your strategy, isn't it, Bernie?
Yeah, pretty much. And with 46 minutes to go, we're getting down to the business end of this race. As we can see now, our race leader, Baden Reed, coming through. Will he stop? No, he's going to continue around for another lap. Adam Newton, 23 seconds down, but he's got quite a nice gap at the moment to Christopher Osborne in third. But what we've got to keep an eye on, of course, is when these guys stop, where is Ewa Hanakopi going to be in this equation?
Well, that's it. These guys there's a battle for second position at the moment. That's Element and Blackadder. So it's going to come down to those guys and where they feed in. So if Adam can just keep these lap times going consistently and some good ones, he might be all right. Because at the moment, I've just got to see what Yuha. We'll have to wait for another lap for Yuha to see what sort of lap times he's pushing. But Adam's doing pretty good, 43.7. It's just no slow car there at the moment.
Yeah, that's right. And just looking at their pit times, Ewa did a 52.1 second stop. Last stop for Baden Reed out there was a 52.3. So you know, that's quite a good stop there for Blackadder, which is going to very help them as far as how they go against the 222 car when it comes into the pits.
Yeah, you're exactly right there, Bernie. So be interesting when it comes in. I'm with the car at the moment, so no sign of it at the moment. But Gary's there doing the works, even though he reckons he's not good at mass at the moment. So these cars might run out of fuel yet, Bernie.
Well, yeah, they may do, but we can see now Baden Reed going through one more time to complete lap 85. And where's Adam Newton? Adam's now onto the straight, coming into lap A car. And is he going to come into the pits? He hasn't dived in yet. No, he's going around for one more time as well. Looking at Christopher Osborne here at the moment, his last stop was a 61.6. So they're up to third at the moment, but quite a bit of work to go, because no doubt Ewa's going to slot back into that position as soon as these guys stop.
Yeah, that's right, Bernie. So still not getting a time up here for Yuha. It seems to be struggling a minute. Might just go back to him and see how that works out for me.
Yeah, no worries. And fourth at the moment, Colin Schweck, just coming down here onto the back straight, coming into the bus stop area. And then, of course, we've got Ewa Hanakopi here, who is not too far behind, but has made his final stop for today.
Yeah, so at the moment he's going through the bus stop here, Bernie, and we'll soon get a gauge on how quick he's going.
Yeah, it won't be long now, and I'll let you keep an eye on that as we can see Baden Reed coming around. He's not far behind now of Ewa, but of course he has to stop at this point in time.
Alright, so Yuha did a 45.2. That was quite slow. I'm not sure what happened there. To me, it seems like it's slow, unless he's just building up speed to get comfortable back in this car, Bernie.
Yeah, well, you also got to take into account he's got to exit the pits, so that's going to add to a little bit of time, maybe. But looking at Adam Newton, he's going around once again and Christopher Osborne, we'll see if he's popping in at this point.
Yeah, so some of these guys that are a lap, they may not be a lap down when Baden pits because, just because of the pit stops and all that sort of happening. So, good chance here some of these will rejoin on the lead lap, Bernie, which is good to see with 5 still on the lead lap at the moment and possibly a couple of more to join them.
That's right, and Christopher Osborne's now into the pits. This actually works to the advantage of Element Motorsports, I guess, because they can see what times all the other guys are making, and from there they can amend that pit strategy just to control the race if they need to for that 222 car.
Yeah, well, you're right again, Bernie. It's one of those things you can always see where you end up, and having tyres. We know the rough tyres go off at a certain time, so maybe they're just hanging on for that half-hour mark and use those tyres up in that 30-minute sprint to the end.
Yeah, well, they'll definitely have the fresher tyres on at the end of this race, but Colin Schweck at the moment, he's up. Oh, my light just came on. Colin Schweck at the moment, he's up into 3rd position for TD Racing, and he's up ahead of Juha Hanakopi. And I'll be back in a minute because I've got to work out why the poltergeist turned on that light.
Yeah, no worries, Bernie. And at the moment, Christopher Osborne has jumped back into 5th position, so a good drive there, and he's going to bring this car home. So we'll see what sort of lap times he's going to do. He's 8.6 seconds behind Juha with a 44.5 second stop in his pit stop, so about 7 seconds quicker. So possibility here that he's can pass Juha and get a position here, folks.
Yeah, and last lap for Juha was a 1:44.546.
Yes, it's slow, Bernie. That's quite slow for these guys. Juha was travelling around there a little bit quicker than that earlier on tonight.
We've got both Elements Motorsports cars in. Scott Tamlin has gone back out in the 111 car to bring it on home. Adam Newton in the 222 is sitting there at the moment. 32.3, 45 second stop. So that's an extremely quick stop there for the 222 car.
Yeah, certainly is, Bernie, and just extends their lead even further, doesn't it? So just almost guaranteeing these guys will get home as a 1-2.
Yeah, well, and that's what I was saying, a lap or so ago, that these guys can pretty much see what sort of a stop they have to beat with their closest competitor, Juha Hanakopi, and I must say they've blitzed it. Juha did a 52.1 second stop. Adam Newton, who stayed in the car, 45 seconds.
Yeah, that's right, Bernie, and these guys have done the numbers right tonight, and I'm sure there's a happy little Gary here at the moment watching these boys, and hopefully can bring these cars home.
Well, that's right, and Scott Tamlin did a 43.7 second stop, a 7 second stop, so that's a very quick stop, definitely. So from here, 38 minutes to go, they should be able to get those cars home quite easily.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie, and with 40 odd minutes, obviously they don't have to fill the tank up, so that's less fuel they have to put in, so it just shortens up that pit stop, and will make the car a little bit lighter as well, Bernie, with fresh tyres, and these lap times will be quicker for a longer period of time.
Yeah, exactly right, and Colin Schweck's currently sitting in 3rd, but he's got to take a pit stop yet, so that'll push him down the order at the moment. Just trying to look at what that gap is. So the gap up to Colin is 7.5 seconds from Juha, and Christopher Osborne's 8 seconds down from Juha in 5th position at this stage.
Yeah, so Colin's doing a good job here, Bernie, up into 3rd. all the way back from 19th position. So these guys are running a good race tonight.
They certainly are, and what we'll do, folks, is we're going to jump onto the roof with Colin Schweck, because I don't think we've done a lap in the BMW yet, so it's time to crank it up and enjoy a lap around Daytona. So I tell you what, Adrian, it doesn't take long, does it, to do a lap around here, and that was a lap in the BMW Z4 with Colin Schweck, currently sitting in third position.
No, it is a big track, Bernie, and at a minute 45, obviously, you know, we say it doesn't take long. It certainly doesn't take long when you're driving it, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's right, and at least with these long straights, they do get a bit more rest than some of the tracks they've been to keep these guys fresh. But having a look at our top 10 at the moment, folks, Scott Tanwan has a 19-second lead over Adam Newton in second here. Colin Schweck, as we just saw, is in third, yet to stop. Johanna Coppi now is in fourth position, and looks like that 006 car's looking very racy. That's Marlon McMullen trying to get his lap back again in the 11th position. Christopher Osborne sitting back here in 5th position at the moment, 38 seconds down. So something must have happened to Christopher. And Aaron Osborne is in 6th position, followed by Hayden Birds for Selby Acoustic in 7th. 8th is Gavin Sadler for Next Level Racing, Pagnan. 9th, Richard Brookfield in the sister car, and rounding out the top 10 is Sean O'Brien in the number 90 Selby Racing Team entry.
Yeah, that's a good comeback for Sean in the Shelby rough there, Bernie. Just struggled there in the early part, and coming down with 34 minutes to go, they're in the top 10, so it's a mighty effort there.
Yeah, it's a great effort there, but I tell you what, I can see why Marlon is so keen to get past Ewer at the moment. It's because his quarry, Sean O'Brien, is just ahead of him, and he's keen to get a position.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie, and it goes to show that these boys might be a lap down, but they're still racing for positions back here, so it's good to see.
Yeah, that's right, and with 2 hours 45 minutes gone, it's great to see that there's still racing going on throughout the field, even right back here in 10th and 11th position.
Yeah, we've got another battle here between BMWs. We've got Pat O'Hara and Paul Mansell as well having a bit of battle too.
Yeah, so that's for 13th and 14th position, and it's good to see Pat having a run. He did have a bit of a hardware issue earlier, but it looks like they've fixed that problem. Now that Mr. Ballinger, the other team owner of this team, has gone and fired all their mechanics, so to speak.
Yeah, it's just been a bit of a bad luck situation for Team TD. Myself, I ran with them earlier on today in my race, and I had a brake failure on the starting line, so that wasn't very pleasant for myself. And yeah, it looks like they're just having a few issues here again tonight, so not a fun night there for the Team TD, as Pat's getting hounded here by Paul Mansell and keeps his line, and so he should, because he's racing for position.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, it's good to see that TD Racing has got a break, but according to your race today, I think you had a bit too much break on that Star Mazda.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. It's usual you get to the starting line and you try and take off, and it's not going anywhere, and all you can see is that the brake pedal is locked on, so not a pleasant sight, and quite a strange one considering I've got a load cell in mind, so if anything it shouldn't have actually been stuck on, so I'm a bit perplexed with that situation actually.
Yeah, it was definitely a strange one, and for our viewers watching tonight, if you haven't caught up with the All-Smack race and the Australian New Zealand Skip Barber Championships that was both held at Zolder earlier today, definitely go and check out our replay on the RRTV YouTube channel.
Yeah, you'll get to see a stricken Star Mazda in one, and gets the yellow flag out, so it has the safety car. As Paul Mansell had a look there on the bus stop, and yeah, just couldn't get the move done and got a little bit squirrely, so a little bit of a heads up move there for Pat.
Yeah, that'll definitely get Pat looking in his mirror there, but I was thinking about your incident this afternoon after the broadcast had finished, and I'm thinking you're very lucky that that field wasn't bigger and you're up the back there, otherwise it could have been quite nasty.
Yeah, that's for sure, Bernie. It's not a pleasant place to be in, and yeah, it was good that the field was small. If we had the full field there, and I think I qualified 15th overall, so out of 20 odd cars that qualified, being stuck there, even back there, yeah, it would have been scary. I probably would have got run over.
Yeah, that's right, and Paul Mansell's now in the pits to take his final stop. 30 minutes to go, folks. Is he going to take it to the end, or are we going to have a driver change? At the moment he hasn't even put tyres on it, but then again, GT3, they have to fill these cars up before they take tyres.
And with the track temperature too, Bernie, I think these guys could have not put tyres on. Maybe not so much the roughs, they're a little bit gnarly on those tyres, but if you had a car that was handling quite well and wasn't chewing those tyres, I reckon they could have got away with not putting tyres on tonight.
Well, Paul Mansell must have heard you, mate, because they did not throw tyres on that car. He did a 38.8 second stop, and he's going to take that car home to the end.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I think some guys don't try it enough. If the track is suited and you're not wearing those tyres, you can get away with it. And with the track temperatures tonight, the way they are, your tyres are definitely going to be well looked after. But what you will find is you'll probably actually chew more fuel than anything else, because the cars are singing along and you've got that grip. So it works the other way with fuel economy on a track like this.
Yeah, and because he's so close to Pat O'Hara, I think they're rolling the dice there to see if they can jump that position. But having a look at 10th at the moment, Marlon McMullen has got Sean O'Brien for that 10th position. So that's great driving there by the last minute racing driver.
Certainly is. He's doing a great job there, and we can see the side of that car. It's definitely seen better days. So a little bit of panel beating work there, as you can hear. Sean going around the outside with a sleeker car at the moment. He got the better aero on, and it's taken that position back. And oh, Bernie, that was close. And there'll be a slowdown there for sure, I reckon, Bernie.
Yeah, it definitely is. You can see Marlon there. He's going to have to pull to the inside, and he's going to have to slow that car down and serve that penalty.
he's got Christopher Osborne right behind him and goes around him, and I'm not sure if Chris knew that he had to slow down there.
Well, it doesn't look like he's Marlon served that if he did get a cut track, but I'm pretty sure he would have for that part of the circuit. But that's pretty much freed up Sean O'Brien now.
Yeah, certainly has for a little while, but see how we go. Oh, Sean's out wide. He let Chris through.
Well, Sean's off the track. Have a look at the replay there, because I was just having a look at Pat O'Hara then, and so having a look coming into turn 2 here. What happened? He's just out-braked himself and got in the dirty side of the track and run off the track there. So maybe he's just trying to push too hard to try to keep up with Marlon.
Yeah, it could have been. He did have Christopher Osborne there, and maybe he let him through, but because he was on the outside there, he just didn't get the car slowed up enough to get around that corner. That could be another possibility there, Bernie. As Marlon and Blackadder here fighting for position, as the BMW just had better drive through the bus stop there.
And our race leader at the moment, Scott Tamlin's in a lot of traffic here. He's weaved through a lot of cars, and some of them have got out of their way, and it looks like he has Hayden Burns just ahead of him now. So quite a lot of work for our race leader.
Yeah, exactly right there, Bernie. He's got Hayden Burns, so 7th position. Hayden Burns is in, so I think the guys have done quite well to be all on this lead lap at the moment. 6 cars on the lead lap is no mean feat at all, Bernie.
No, especially considering we've been going for now, over 2.5, roughly 2 hours, 2.5 hours, I guess. We've got 25 minutes to go as Scott now passes Hayden through the bus stop.
Yeah, so there Hayden back off there and says, well, I'm not going to hold up the leader and let him through, and that's smart driving there by Hayden. So, but Scott's been driving this car really well tonight, and geez, he did a 42.75 previous lap, and it must have had a shortcut because it's not coming up as his fastest time there in my little overlays there, Bernie, but definitely a quick time.
Certainly is, and you know, for both cars and Elements Motorsports, it's a dominant race tonight for them. We've done 96 laps, and these guys have led 84 of those laps. So we've had the 111 leading 68 laps tonight. Adam Newton's car, the 222, that has led 17 laps tonight. The number 1 car for direct clutch services has led 9 laps, and then we've had Johanna Kopi in the GT3 lead 1 lap, and Colin Schweck in TD Racing BMW leading 1 lap tonight.
Yeah, so Buffett there, a few cars have led a lap tonight, Bernie, which is something good to see. We just don't see the dominance. I mean, yes, you know, Element Motorsport is definitely dominating tonight, and that just shows how quick these roughs are in a straight line, and the speed that they've got and how slippery they are. But you know, you see Christopher Osborne with Stuart Wood and Brad Wooten. They've led a few laps there, and you know, great drive there by those guys. And then you got Juha with Christian as well. So they've been driving well, and they've been a force to reckon with this season. And good on them too. They've struggled in the few previous seasons, and then you've got the 2 teammates there with Colin Schweck and Aaron Osborne in 5th and 6th. So Aaron was up there early on doing a great run until he had that incident late in the race, but he's come back into 6th and still on the lead lap. So pretty good job there by all those guys.
Yeah, definitely, and those two TD Racing cars are very clean at the moment. But having a look at Juha Kopi at the moment, he's starting to close in on the back of Christopher Osborne here, or he's trying to, and this is a race for third position.
Yeah, quickly jump back here with you, Bernie, watching. I'm with Juha at the moment, and he's in the slipstream, and geez, look how quickly they do gain. I mean, it's amazing how they gain in a straight line, but compared to the 2.4 GTs, I bet you if that was a rough in front, he would have struggled a little bit more, that's for sure.
Oh, for sure, but Blackadder Motorsport having a great run tonight with this car, the number 66 in fourth, and trying to close in to get that car on the podium. With 21 minutes to go, they've still got plenty of time to do it too.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. It's it's probably not out of the question for them to get this position. Juha can drive, and we saw him battling with Chris at the all-in sprint round at Spa. So the guys can definitely race, and they race hard, and once again a little bit of netco, but they might be a little bit shy about that too, Bernie, tonight.
Yeah, that's right, and then only 16 seconds up the road, I say only, is second place Adam Newton, 222 Elements Motorsport, and then he's 21 seconds behind our race leader, Scott Tamlin, in the 111 car.
Yeah, they're doing all a good job, and I'll tell you what, we'll have a quick look at these lap times that they've put out before. We might wait until Juha goes across the line here and just check their previous laps, but I might start now, Bernie. Scott did a 43.82, Adam did a 44.6, so he did actually drop a bit of time that time around. Christopher did a 43.8, and Juha just did a 44.09, so he lost a little bit of time there, but they're pretty well close to the similar lap times at the moment, Bernie.
Yeah, and you can see how hard Christopher and Juha are pushing these cars. They're actually going quite a lot quicker. Christopher was 1 second faster than our race leader and 0.8 of a second faster than Adam Newton. But so he hasn't given up yet, and he's pushing very hard, possibly to stay ahead of Juha as well, who's right behind him.
Yeah, Juha's probably not going to let go here. He's going to keep pushing. He's a good racer, and it's just unfortunate that these guys are getting that high ping, and it can cause that netcode issue that we had last week. But it's good to have them in here. They're good, hard, clean races, and like to see them come in and put on a show for us. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and really for the Direct Clutch Services team tonight, it's all about risk management here. They were leading tonight's championship by 0.75 of a point. That's 0.75 of a point behind the 111, so they're really just trying to manage the damage that they could be copping tonight for a top three is an excellent performance, but it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, for sure, Bernie. Struggled there for a little while there in one of the stints, and we're languishing back there. But Christopher's driven the car back up into third here at the moment, and definitely need to hang on here and get that third position. And I'm sure they're going to have to see how they go for the rest of the season and try and keep this battle up to Elements, because looks like the Element Motorsports boys have found their straps, but obviously this could be a rough track as well. It's definitely more favourable for the rough tonight.
Oh, it definitely is, and just having a look at our point score here, the 222 car, it's down there in 14th position at the moment as far as points go, so they're going to get a nice haul of points tonight and hopefully get them up into the top 10.
Yeah, it's good. We've seen the Triple Two cars struggle this season, so this is a good confidence boost for that team. For that car, not for the team. The team is doing well over the whole, but it'd be just good confidence boost for that car and the drivers in there, and come next week, we might even see him up there again. Just fighting away for a podium finish again.
Yeah, that's right. And the number 66 car at the moment, they're sitting third in the points. So again, coming in fourth, you can see that consistency working away. This is definitely going to help their chances to stay in touch with the 111 and the number 1 cars.
Yeah, it just cements their position. They're not going to gain too much on 1 and 2, but they're definitely going to break away from 4th and 5th positions in the championship. So they're definitely going to hang on at the moment in 3rd, and see what happens in the next few races. If they can get a couple of race wins, can that push them up and put in for the battle for the win for the championship? But it's been a great series for them this time around, Bernie.
It definitely has, and they're another team that it looks like the GT3 suits them quite nicely, because last season I think a lot of them were in the BMW, if I recall, and they're another team I think have switched 2 of their teams over to this car, and it looks like it's paying off for them.
Yeah, Bernie, they've had guys there that weren't happy in the BMW and found that they enjoyed driving the Ford GT more to their liking, and it looks like they got an even spread of the drivers. So they've had 4 drivers like the Ford GT and 4 drivers that still like the BMW, and persisting with that and trying to go forward with that. So they split it over to 2 Ford GTs and 2 BMWs, which there's nothing wrong with that. At least you know what the car is like. But these boys that are in the GT have definitely adapted to it quite quickly, and doing a fantastic job in it.
Yeah, definitely, and it's good risk management anyway, splitting your team across 2 cars, just in case the guys can't really adapt to the GT3. They've still got the BMW in as backing them up there. But at the moment, folks, haven't seen much of our race leader. That's because he's dominated, and he's got a 22-second lead. But Scott Tamlin is bringing the 111 car home with 14 minutes to go, followed by the sister car, the 222, piloted by Adam Newton at the moment, in second. Third place, though, we have Christopher Osborne for Direct Clutch Services. Great recovery drive for that team. They were in trouble earlier tonight, but they've definitely recovered from that. And then, of course, Blackadder Motorsport in the number 66 car in 4th, and Aaron Osborne is in 5th with their sister car, Colin Schweck, in 6th position for TD Racing.
Can that be a changed position there too, Bernie? I believe Aaron was in 6th, and he's got around his teammates. So looks like, and those 2 are close on the championship ladder as well. So it looks like they've said, "Oh well, you take that. You're a little bit quicker, and we'll just putt around and follow behind you." So they're going strength to strength, and that helps them keep close to Blackadder Motorsports there as well, Bernie.
Yeah, well, that's right. I'm just having a look at the moment. The 737 is 4th, so they've let that car through because the 747 sitting back there in 5th. So obviously they're trying to maximise the result for that lead car for tonight's points haul. Yeah,
it's a good job, and hats off to the Schweck boys. Too tonight. They've joined this team here, TD Racing. 2 seasons old, we can say, with TD Racing. Only had 1 car. 2 seasons. The first season they came in, and they've expanded to 3. The Schweck boys have jumped in, and and it seems like they're all working well together and getting these cars up to the front, and the Schwecks are jumping in a foreign car, and they've learned to adapt to it, and have done a good job tonight in this BMW.
They certainly have, and we're just riding on board with Colin Schweck then, and you could hear him lifting as he got into the slipstream, so he's quite happy to sit back there in 6th position and make sure that the 737 car gets the maximum points they can for tonight's round. But 12 minutes to go. Scott Tamlin is still way out in front here for Element Motorsports, and looking quite strong. I won't say he's got it in the bag yet, because that would be putting the mocker on him, but he's got his sister car behind him, serving as backstop there. And then Christopher Osborne for Direct Clutch Motorsport, number 1 entry, is, as I just said earlier, is still in 3rd position.
Yeah, I'm quite impressed with Adam here tonight. Bernie as well. He struggled a lot on his first stint, didn't he? He had a couple of loops coming onto the oval part of the track, and it looks like he's got that under control now. And maybe that was just a little bit of a tyre pressure change. Maybe they might have been, up too high to start with, and just overinflated the tyres, and just struggled there through this part of the track at the moment where he is coming onto the oval side of it. So he's got that under control, and he's steered this car quite well and got that pace keep up to speed. So he's doing a fantastic job now, and hats off to him. He's got himself under control for this last stint.
Yeah, whatever they've done to dial that car in, it's definitely worked here for Adam Newton. Because that car's looking a lot more settled at the moment, and it's probably around about this time in the stint that they were starting to have trouble. Well, then again, they've had a late stop, so it's pretty early in the stint, really, isn't it?
Yeah, they ran that to a number. We know Gary's in there doing the numbers for him, and these tyres are they've still got, I think they're about 45 minutes. We've heard stories about 45-minute mark these tyres go off in the roughs. They just don't seem to like being on there after 45 minutes, and these tyres are only been on there for 30 minutes, so they've still got 5 minutes up their sleeve on these tyres theoretically. So no, he's doing quite a good job, and happy for these boys to be up there, Element Motorsports. I know the boys are out there practicing whenever they can, and they're doing a great job, and it's good to see that this car's up there and having a good run tonight.
Yeah, it definitely is, and hats off to both cars here tonight. It's been a dominant performance, and as I said earlier, both of these cars, between them, have led probably 90% of this race, if not 95% or higher. As we can see now, Adam Newton just passing the 68 car to put that another lap down, and that's Paul Rogers driving that car.
Yeah, he's just driving the numbers, which is really good, and I just thought I'd quick back here, and he's Colin's just hanging on to the back there, and you can see the draft there. He gets up really close, but there's doesn't look like there's any real fight. But we'll get back to the Shrek boys too, Bernie. We know that last season they were running in the rough and just struggled with that car, didn't they, throughout the whole season? And if people remember, they used to run the Rothmans rough, didn't they? And it's good to see that they've got in a team and they're starting to find their feet, and the boys are working really well in this team.
Yeah, they certainly are, and they're just coming up to put a lap on the 727 car of Pat O'Hara here, so it'll be interesting to see if Pat jumps on the train here. Then we'll have a GLW freight train.
Yeah, it's all right. It's already a B double here for TD Racing, and that's what Tim drives. He drives B doubles down the east coast of Australia. We'll end up with 3 TD racing cars, and then we'll have a road train. So it's good to see, and geez, those paint jobs definitely stand out. And looking pretty smick on those cars and do a fantastic job, and so does the other competitors. I mean, you can't say much with these guys. They definitely put a big effort in making these cars look good, don't they?
They certainly do. Every single car out here is extremely professionally presented, which goes to show how much these teams put into their racing. If you look at the Element Motorsport, beautiful paint job on that car, and it's definitely, what can you say? I like that one.
Yeah, no, Bernie, it's we know Elements has just joined together recently as well. This is a team that's fairly new, and you know, they've put together this paint scheme on here, and yeah, it is a fantastic paint scheme. I do quite like it, the red and black. It's quite a nice scheme, and I know you like red and black as well, so it works quite well. And you know, they've just got little highlights, you know, on the wing mirrors. They changed that, and the little logo on the front as well, Bernie. They matched them to the wing mirrors, so it's quite a neat little touch, so you know which car is which.
Yeah, that's right, and Terry Marwood in the number 10 is in all sorts of trouble back here. It looks like Turn 1 has claimed another car. We're just jumping back to the replay, and we'll jump back a bit further because that was a huge impact. And that
yeah, he's rear-ended it as well, so it must have been a massive one, Bernie, because that thing looks, yeah, really second-hand. I think that one's going to the scrap heap.
Say so with 6 minutes to go. This could be the end of this car for tonight. As we see him coming around, he's what's going to happen here? He's actually collided with a what car is that? He's actually collided with one of the Blackadder Motorsports cars. It's put him into the fence, and it looks like the Blackadder Motorsport car was running really wide, and he didn't see it. I'm going to try and see if we can find out which car that was that collected with him.
Oh yeah, that was really untidy, but there was another car that got balked by Terry as he was driving around as well, Bernie, so I'm going to have to try and see which car that was so we can check on that as well.
Yeah, well, there's a Blackadder car sitting in the pits at the moment. I think that was a 68 car. Paul Rogers behind the wheel may have had contact with Terry Marwood there.
Oh, and the other car that did get balked by Terry there was Sean O'Brien, Bernie. Just at that point at the kink there on the infield, a very fast section there, and he's gone wide, and the rear of that's just let loose on him. And he's gone in. He's missed the fence. He's gone through the infield there and stopped. So he hasn't hit anything, but quite spectacular. And he's come back out on the track without getting a shortcut penalty or anything like that. So, but he did get balked severely, and but he's on the track again, and he was okay. But I've been through there. He's lucky he didn't hit that fence too hard, because that would have been the end of their night too. Yeah,
well, he's lucky also that all those motorhomes in there are virtual, because he went through about 10 of them, which would have been an extremely hefty bill if they were real. But Sean O'Brien is back out there in 11th and continuing on.
But anyway, Bernie, we're down to 3.5 minutes. Would you believe it's gotten down to that point? I think this has come around quite quickly in the last few minutes. My headache tablets are kicked in, and my headache's gone, and I'm feeling a little bit better after taking those pills. So it's been a long day here, and probably 2 laps to go, Bernie.
Yeah, it'd be down to 2 laps as we are looking at our race leader here. The 111 Elements Motorsport car with Scott Tamlin behind the wheel at the moment of that car, and just looking at bringing that car home. Adam Newton, his sister car there, the 222, bringing up the rear, and looking strong for a second position, and then Christopher Osborne, well, direct clutch services, what a comeback story this is. Earlier today I wouldn't have thought they would have been on the podium, but here they are in third position. And then Yua Hanakopi in the number 66 entry. Now all these cars, apart from the 222, are in the top three of the championship, so great haul of points for that team. And then of course we've got Aaron Osborne and Colin Schweck here for TD Racing for 5th and 6th position.
Yeah, great job there. I'm just sticking at the back here at the moment with Hayden Burns in 9th and 8th. He's fighting Gavin Sadler, so I'll let you stick with the leader there, Bernie, and I'll keep an eye on this to see if anything happens on the last lap. But just a little bit of update on the Element Motorsports car too, Bernie, while we're here. Just a little bit of info from the insider for us. The boys are doing such a good job apparently that they took an extra 6 seconds of fuel on their last pit stop. So Gary reckons he might be out of a job next season, and he might not be in the number 1 car, Bernie.
Oh, fantastic. Well, that means he can feed us more misinformation throughout the broadcast, so that should work out nicely.
Either that or you could come up here and join us and really tell us porcupines.
Yeah. Well, with 1 minute to go, I'm sure there's going to be a huge celebration in that camp tonight for Elements Motorsports. A 1-2 finish here if all continues the way it's going, and an absolutely dominant performance at Daytona International Speedway tonight.
Yeah, it's certainly a dominant, and I'm just wondering if the call will go out there for Scott to slow down a bit and let Adam catch up, and see if they'll do a form finish for us tonight, Bernie.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd want to risk it, would they, with Christopher Osborne only, I guess he's 15 seconds down, but with 22 seconds to go, they'll be coming up to their last lap.
Yep, they'll be definitely coming up. Yeah, you're right. Chris is close there at the moment, but I'm sure they'll have a look. But would be nice to see an Elements 1-2 form finish. That's for sure, Bernie.
Yeah, well, I'm expecting Aaron Osborne, Colin Schweck to do a form finish here for TD Racing again. They did one earlier today in the Star Mazda Australian Championship. That was Tim Bellinger and what was his name? Connors was the other driver. Darren Connors, yeah. So white flag, folks. Last lap as we follow our race leader, Scott Tamlin, the 111 Element Motorsport, to bring this car home.
Yeah, he certainly is going to bring it home, and a little bit of update from Gary. He's retired to the couch, so a good job there. Some painkillers for the pain after your surgery. Yeah, mate, sit back, relax. It's getting a bit late here, and look, well done on the efforts behind the scenes there for the team, and congratulations to you guys, and have a good one. Try and recover. Hopefully you're back in the car soon, as we're watching Scott come through the bus stop here. Nice and easy, not too hard there, Bernie. Just took it nice and easy, coming up onto the oval part, and just going to putt home by the looks of it. Not even pushing it that hard, Bernie.
Yeah, there's no need to take any risks there, as Scott Tamlin in the 111 Element Motorsport comes across to take the finish of this 3-hour 15-minute enduro, and this is going to put this car into the lead for the championship as he takes the checkered flag. Adam Newton here in the 222 sister car coming home in second, so 1-2 for Element Motorsports. Fantastic effort there by all the drivers, as well as their manager tonight, Gary Hamilton, who's recovering from surgery. 222 home in second position. Great job there for Elements Motorsports. Third home and out of jail, Christopher Osborne driving the Direct Clutch Motorsports number 1 entry. These guys will fall back to second in the championship, but a fantastic recovery drive for them. And then Yua Hanakopi Coming home in 4th in the number 66 car, and they will cement their position 3rd in the championship. Now we're just waiting for Aaron Osborne, Colin Schweck to come through to take the checkered flag for TD Racing.
Yeah, and these are the last 2 on the lead lap, so mighty fine effort tonight, Bernie, for a 3-hour race to have 6 cars on the lead lap. So that's a big job from the boys tonight.
And it looks like Pat O'Hara just limped that car across the line, and it looks like they may be out of petrol.
The numbers were crunched very tight by the look of that car.
Yeah, so TD Racing coming through, form finish here, and fantastic drive tonight for TD Racing. That was Aaron Osborne, Colin Schweck there, coming home in 5th and 6th form finish. Richard Brookfield for Pagny and Next Level Racing will come home in 7th spot by the looks of it, and he's the last. No, he's on 1 lap down, so only the top 6 finished on the lead lap tonight.
Yeah, and that's a good job there. I think the Biss had a good race tonight, Bernie. There was, yes, there was a little bit of action, but I'll tell you what, it was great racing, and the boys did a fantastic job tonight. And at Daytona, we've seen plenty of action and sad outcomes, but tonight the driving was fairly high again, and just enjoyable to watch tonight.
Certainly was, and we can hear someone doing burnouts out there, quite happy. It's not our race leaders. So I'll take you through our full results for tonight's race. So Scott Tamlin, Element Motorsports, finished first, followed by their sister car, the 222, in second position. Third was Direct Clutch Motorsport in third position. Blackadder Motorsport fourth, TD Racing 5th and 6th, so that'll be great for their points. Looking further back the field, we had Pagny and Next Level Racing, I think, home in 7th, followed by their sister car in 8th. Selby Racing Team home in 9th, followed by Blackadder Motorsport in 10th position. 11th, we had the second Selby Racing Team, and then Pagny and IRFF Racing in 12th. TD Racing just limping across the line, looking like they were out of petrol. Terry Marwood has been classified as 14th and 3 laps down. We saw that car have a heavy accident, and in fact I don't think it left the pits after that, and but it is classified as 14th. 15th is Blackadder Motorsports, and then 16th is the other Blackadder Motorsports vehicle, which I think was involved in that incident with Terry Marwood. We should also give a shout out to Oliver Searles. He was driving tonight. He, if you recall, was commentating last week, so it's great to see him behind the wheel, finishing in 15th spot. 17th went to Last Minute Racing and 16 laps down. They struggled, but they did get to the end. And then looking at our retirements tonight was Laser Racing, and the final car was VPR. They retired 58 laps down.
Yeah, so it's quite a mighty effort tonight. The boys did really well, like I said, Bernie, and enjoyed the racing. And hats off. It's not as strong as we've seen before, but obviously we had that big all-in race at Spa, which was a massive field of 47 cars. Tonight we're down, which is pretty close to what we would expect. So normally we've got about 22 odd cars in here, so to get 19 tonight, that's not a bad effort still to get that amount of guys in here.
No, it was a really good turnout tonight, and the racing was quite fun, and I'm hoping the viewers enjoyed that race. But we're just jumping back while we try to see if any of our drivers are going to come up for an interview. Rounding this race up, Adrian, looking at team of the night. It's a bit of a hard one tonight.
Yeah, it is a hard one. You you got direct clutch. There was 3 guys there, and to bring that car home third is a awesome effort. Elements Motorsports, even they had their struggles tonight. To fight back to get a 1-2. What an awesome effort that was. TD Racing. You look at the Schweck boys. They started rear of the field and brought it home in 6th position. So yeah, it's a tough one tonight. It's not one that easy to pick, that's for sure.
No, it definitely isn't. If I had a choice here, I would give it to Element Motorsport just for the domination they showed tonight at this race. And having a look, there was 111 laps. They led a total of, just adding it up in my head, drum roll please, they led for a total of 100 laps. Okay, so I'd probably give it to them as far as race domination. As far as coming up through the field and consistency for that team, I'd probably be looking at TD Racing, because again they had at one point 3 cars in the top 10. They brought both cars home 5th and 6th, with Colin Schweck and Timothy Schweck bringing the 747 home in 6th position, and they started in 19th, as you said earlier.
Yeah, so it's a pretty hard one tonight for teams. I think most of these teams, and I mean, I'm just having a look at the results here. We even had Pagani, the boys from IRFF. We've got 2 here in 7th and 8th. Yes, they're a lap down, but to bring home 2 cars still in the top 10 is a mighty effort. And even Hayden Burns, Bernie, I think that's one of the good results here too with Shelby Racing. They brought that 80 car home in the top 10 as well tonight. So this was a mighty effort from those boys as well. So I think on the whole, Bernie, everyone tonight did a fantastic job in their race.
They certainly did, and to have only 2 retirements after 111 laps at Daytona, it does go to show the standard of racing here. But I'll give a shout out to Gavin Sadler. That car was in the top 10 all night, and at one point they were as high as I think about 7th, so that was a great run for them. But anyway folks, it's we better let the old man over there, Adrian Jarvis, get to bed, because he's got a shocking headache, and done a great job here once again commentating on this race. But looking forward, if you like your open wheeler action, we'll be back tomorrow night from about 9:05 p.m, 9:15 I think it is, for the Monday Night Lights, and that Skip Barber series is getting very strong as far as participation goes, and quite entertaining. Then of course Thursday night we'll be back for the Star Mazda Australian Championship. So Adrian, thanks so much for joining me. Is there any final words you want to give the viewers before we say goodnight?
Yeah, Bernie, I think you might have missed, we've also got a Grand Am in there on a Wednesday night too, haven't you? Or is that the following week?
I think the Grand Am will be coming in the following week, or the Pro-Am. I think that's August the 12th that's scheduled for.
Yeah, cool. So I'll probably join you for that one, Bernie. I'll help you call that one. That should be interesting having that on. I think they've got HPDs, GT1s, and a couple of GT3s in there, or it's a track. No, it's a C-Class rough in there. So that's going to be quite an interesting race there, and a little series that they're going to be running as well. So keep your eyes out for that one.
Yeah, definitely. And the way I think that the Pro-Am's going to work, I think they're teaming up, aren't they, with one driver with an I rating over 2,000 or something, and the other one under. I think that's how it's going to work, something like that. But I'll bring you more of that news next Sunday, when I've got a bit more information. But anyway, folks, as always, if you've liked our broadcast tonight, definitely hit the like button. If you think there's anything we need to improve, just leave a comment and we'll take that on board. If you want to catch up with us on Facebook, you can go to facebook.com/Redback Racing TV, I think it is. And as always, on behalf of Adrian Jarvis, I'm Bernie Weemers, and thank you very much for watching RRTV.